gentlemen. Hey, Somerset House Carl, how's it going today? Oh, alright. Just getting everything sorted out here, guys, as I normally do at the start of the stream. It looks like the bot on Discord actually decided it wanted to work today. Hey. Hey, Matt End, how's it going, mate? Alright. So that is up. I've got it on the Argo screen rather than the start screen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BattleTech, Stream 4, where I am still stuck in these crappy starting mechs. Hopefully we'll do better this time around. We're getting awfully close. I think we're one part away from potentially getting a second fire starter, which will definitely help. And, yeah, we definitely need some bigger mechs here so we can start progressing on to some larger missions. Now, first things first, just to quickly cover it too, I'm not entirely sure how long I'm going to be able to stream tonight. After 2 years of dodging it, it looks like COVID has finally managed to get into my house. My wife's down with it really bad. My son had it. Thankfully, he seems to be better. He's only got a little bit of a headache now, and I'm starting to develop a headache now as well. So I'll do my best to do a normal stream. I didn't want to skip out, but yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit crappy, to be perfectly honest. So this is going to be a fun Easter. Anyways, what were we up to? I can't remember yet. No, this is a brand new planet. Alright, we just arrived here. We have a whole bunch of missions we can potentially knock over. An assassination mission in the jungle, heavy rain. We're having troubles with Liao here in St. Ives for months now, and our negotiations with them have been stalled by a stubborn Capellan diplomat. If it was removed from the equation through a random attack by bandits, for instance, we might be able to make some headway. Okay, so that's not a bad option for a start. Assassination missions are good. Going into the cold season in Australia, yeah, it's just... it's a bit an odd one. We are going into winter and we are supposed to be getting into the cold part here, but we've been getting awfully late warm days. Very cold nights are kicking in, but our days have been more like end summer, mid-autumn. Well, actually, probably close to mid-autumn sort of an area in temperature, which is odd. It's normally not this warm. Today, though, is relatively cold. But yeah, it seems that the bug is coming out to bite people around about now, which is sort of to be expected, to be perfectly honest. So we got an urban battle at 1.5 skulls, which I would love to do, but I have no idea whether or not our lance is good enough for it. We really... we'll have to have a look. We've got a blackout at a half skull, which we could definitely do. Capture base, 1 skull urban. We could probably pull that off on our current lance. And we've got an escort in the desert, which I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. Alright, we'll start off with an assassination. Now, I should probably just do a quick check. Mechs. Alright, Firestarter is currently task in progress, so we're going to be waiting for the Firestarter to get completed. And Claymore's out of action for 32 days. That's right, Claymore took a big hit in the end of the last stream, so we really need to pump up our MechTech numbers here. This is really slow and really bad. We're 28 days until the next event, though. So we've got 16 days to get the Firestarter put back together. Phantom Pain. Passing by the medbay, you spot Cerberus wrestling a medical monitor from the medtech. You need to take a second look. Cerberus presses a hand against his stomach and winces. I know something is wrong. I feel like I'm dying. You pause in the doorway. What's going on here? Cerberus relinquishes the monitor and the medtech clears her throat. Cerberus complains of abdominal pain, a purely neurological. Phantom Pain, Commander, and there's nothing to treat. We've checked. Please, Commander, I'm not making this up. Cerberus takes a deep breath. If you authorize an exploratory surgery or another examination, I know the mech techs will find something. Not doing exploratory surgery on somebody that nothing's confirmed on. A second medical examination. Always pays to be double-checked. Doesn't hurt to be extra careful, Cerberus. You turn your gaze to the medtech. I'm authorizing a second exam. Nothing invasive. Later in the day, you receive a report from the mech techs. Their second examination of Cerberus revealed no physiological basis for a pain. You visit her in the barracks after she's discharged. Feeling better, mech warrior? She frowns. It's strange. The painkillers did nothing, but the anti-anxiety megs made the pain vanish. I'll be checking in regularly with the med techs for counseling until we can figure out what's going on. Cerberus sticks to her word, not missing a day with the medtech. She is far less anxious when you're next chat, and no further incidents in the med bay either. Cerberus has lost her following tags. Cautious. Company suffers a -1 medical point penalty for 30 days. Oh, damn it. I kind of wanted cautious. Cautious gives you a negative... Yes. Yeah, -1 on accuracy, but a +1 on defense. It's part of the reason why I was turning Cerberus into my next tank. She's automatically got a +1 defense, but she's lost it. That kind of sucks. I didn't actually mind the accuracy down for the defense up, because the defense is worth more. Oh well. Somerset, best wishes to them and you. When my better half got it, and boy got it. For some reason I didn't. Yeah, my boy got it a couple of days ago, and he was really rough. But he's just come good, so he's got over the hump. He recovered very quickly. The missus got it a day later, and she's really, really, really rough tonight. And I've been feeling sort of... I had the headache when I woke up this morning, and I've just been, hot and cold and a few things all the way through today. I'm sort of hoping I'll shake it off, because I haven't lost my voice and I haven't had anything near as extreme as what she's had. But, yeah, hoping I'll shake it off and be good by morning. I'll recover like my boy. He did really well, took it like a champ, and he's fine now for the most part. Just a bit of a headache and just, yeah, sleepy. So I'm sure he'll be fine by morning as well. Anyway, it's 13 days left on the Firestarter. I take some vitamin D and C. It helps. We always do. We load vitamin D and C up this end of the year as well anyway, because it's around Easter time is when the seasonal flu starts kicking in and all of that kind of stuff. So I make sure everybody in the family is well boosted up on that kind of stuff. I do all the cooking, as I've said on streams in the past, or not all of it. 5 out of 7 days I cook weekdays, so I pitch all of the cooking and all of our meals around making sure we're loaded up on such things. Now, when I had it, I think it was mainly the fatigue that hit me. That sucked hard. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit wary at the moment before the start of the stream, and that's why I said I'm not entirely sure how long we're going to be able to last tonight. I might be able to get through a full stream. I might do a couple of battles and be like, I'm about to fall asleep at the keyboard here, guys. We'll find out. Anyways, we have a working Firestarter now, so we should probably go in and actually start blowing stuff up. Big stompy robots on Easter. We better actually get them doing their thing. So, MagzTV cooking video when? Never. I'm a good cook. I have no interest in making videos on cooking. Cooking is my sort of my zen moment. I go into the kitchen. I usually pop in headphones. I usually got music running. I have well worked out in advance exactly what I'm going to cook, and then I just zone out and cook a nice meal and just do my own thing. Alright, Fed Sons versus Capellans, that's fine. We're going to go for 123 because we need to start boosting for the next payment. It's 208, so this will be most of our next monthly finance. And 1.4, which isn't great, but we're only going to get 210 at maximum anyway, and I really only want enough that we have one selectable component. And that's primarily so if we get a Firestarter in here that we can knock over, I can make sure we get that, because that will be our new mech. Or if anything else particularly nice pops up, we can grab it. Okay, I think that's it. Alright, so Firestarter, Assassin on 2, Falcon and Urban Mech. now, Cerberus is going to drive the fire starter. Hulk needs to lose Klutz. That's what we needed. Look at Cerberus again. Yeah, she's only got the ex-military perk now, which is bonus 1 health, which is still not bad for a tank, of course, but still. And she's actually pretty comfortable driving that assassin. Oh, she's going to have to get used to a fire starter anyway. Relentless in the Falcon, drill bits in the Urbamech. Yeah, probably. I like how the comfort ratings, because the more you have a pilot operate a mech in this, the more comfortable they get with the mech, and then over time you build up more bonuses, you know, until you hit second nature, so the mech actually operates better just because you've driven it a lot. You'll notice that the Urbamech is actually listed as the suburban mech. I think that's cute. Anyways, Wasp, Falcon. Alright, so 710 Falcon, Relentless. What have you got? I need LRM clustering. Okay, you can drive the Assassin for a bit and get Hulk in there, so Hulk can skill up a little bit more on the Falcon, because she's nearly at comfortable. That'll work since Claymore's down. And deploy. Somerset House Girl, when my sis had it, she spent 4 days with her head down the bog. My niece was in a bad way for 5 days. Her hubby, nothing. Yeah, it seems to hit people in different ways. My missus hasn't been sick. My boy was, the morning that he sort of started really showing it. But then he come really good the next day. Oh, wow. My family all went down basically simultaneously. I was fine while they were down, and then they went down once they were basically recovered. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading the screen at the moment. I'll have to adjust this so I can read it a bit better, so I'm not being so broken. Yeah. Well, we'll see how I go on this end. It was unavoidable, I suppose. I've managed to dodge it here for 2 years. This is the first bout of it we've had in the house.
Interface initiated.
We've done a pretty good job dodging it up until this point, but it was going to happen eventually. The shit's everywhere, so... Anyways, Recon has provided the general vicinity of the Diplomat, so he's not far off. Looks like there is a structure there.
All sorts of bad things live in a place
That's the large
like
rock.
this.
Alright, so he's in the middle of that depression. That's actually good. We might... And that's reinforcements and escorts. So there's escorts coming down this path. If he stays in there, which he won't, we should be able to shoot down on him from this ridge. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Advancing, I guess.
Alright, and the Urbamech. We're going to sprint the Urbamech. Try and keep it in the trees.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Vox, 30 seconds of unskippable lad. Don't blame me. They put them on everything, even if we're not being paid for them.
Hey.
Nothing to do with me. Yeah, I get them at the start of every stream that I try and watch as well. It's a pain in the ass, and it's always the same ad. The one I always get is the demon and all the bad guys, the evil villains, sitting in a therapy room, and it's a beer ad. I get that every single friggin' time. It's like it's the only ad that Twitch is running. No, we're going to hold off turn. Might actually just reserve.
Good to
Drill
go.
bit is definitely going to sprint up with the... Get the Urbamech a bit closer. Oh, that's a biome I haven't seen that one before. This is in one of the expansions. This is the Jungle Biome. which can come with and without rain, depending on what you get.
What? No.
It's one of the expansion biomes. I don't think it came with the urban maps. Not sure which one it came in. Right. Get the fire starter a little bit closer then.
Copy.
We'll brace.
Awaiting orders.
I'm going to do a sprint again. Actually, we're going to keep the sprint on.
Have no doubt, it will be done.
Let's go balls in with the assassin. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Okay, we've got a Locust. It's going to engage the fire starter. I'm going to try and keep the evasion up in all of the mechs that are built for it. Sprint the Falcon down the back.
Sounds good.
And in the next turn, we should be able to drop up, pop up over the ridge line, unload all of our mechs, and actually carry our evasion bonuses. I've been doing some testing on the other save. Once again, the other. Oh, that's a Phoenix Hawk.
I just realized I'm sitting on the fusion reactor.
Crap. Well, that's our target at the very least.
Yes, Commander.
Wonder how many parts of a Phoenix Hawk I've got put away. I was looking into some of the rule changes and on the other save, and I found something out about evasion. Now, the way vanilla actually handles evasion pips, which are these little chevrons that show up next to your mech whenever they're moving, is anytime you're shot at over a turn, these are removed. If you get knocked into if you get meleeed into a unsteady state, you lose them all. And these act as defensive bonuses against incoming fire. Like you guys know the rules of the game. What changes with this mod is it changes to tabletop rules where once you've built these up, they're permanent. The only way to lose them is via melee attacks and with secondary weapons in close range and being knocked into staggered state. You cannot strip evasion the evasion pips or the evasion chevrons off of light mechs once they've got them wound up by shooting at them. They retain them. This means I should be able to use light mechs all the way up to the point where assault mechs are common in my lineup, because you will be able to build light mechs with specialized builds using piloting, like the piloting skills, to actually have ridiculously high evasion to the point where they're nearly impossible to hit, providing you keep them moving. Which is how the tabletop does it. I didn't realize they had changed those rules, but that changes how I use these mechs. So, for this turn, and the amount you earn is based on the amount that you actually move in a turn. I think it came with Flashpoint. Yeah, it could have. This one... Damn it, what do we got? If I get down to the tree line here, I can get a strike on the Locust. What's this one? This one's the MG load. I've got to change the names on these. Go to that one. Yeah, there. Alright, we might possibly still be stopped here. Alright, we've got 3 pips. And we've got an attack. Upper leg actuator destroyed.
Critical hit, Commander.
And unsettled. So now, I think it just lost all its evasion pips. So if this works the way I sort of understand it, I should now be able to straight attack the Locust here with the Assassin. I should be able to damn near keep the Assassin in the open and not take any reliable return fire. Yep, we actually have full hit on the Locust.
Confirmed.
So that ruined his shit.
Target's taken a critical hit.
And if we receive counterfire on the assassin, we shouldn't lose. We lose them on the attacks. Okay, that's interesting.
I'm listening.
Okay, maybe that's related to the pilot. So this is, again, trying to work out how they've changed mechanics from what I'm used to. We'll get the Falcon around.
Location confirmed.
Wasp. Right, Falcon only has 2 this round, but we can hit... No, we can't. We can only hit the Phoenix Hawk from here, and we can only hit it with that, and that's not even worth firing. So just brace. Right, so we did lose evasion. Whether or not we're losing them on being shot, do we... Nope, Pip was stripped away. Okay. So that's not working as intended, or at least it's tied into the... Might be tied into the piloting skills. I was messing around with the piloting skill pilot. Alright, so that does change things back. Alright, so for the moment it's acting like vanilla BattleTech.
I hear ya.
Right, I need to work out why it did that in the other save. The other save's going significantly better than this one too, as I mentioned last time. The secondary save that I'm using is a test, basically for rules testing at the moment. I'm 171 days into the campaign. This one here that I'm playing, I'm 181, so we're pretty close. The difference between this one and the other one, my main mech at the moment is a Phoenix Hawk. I have 3 fire starters, and I'm putting together my first Hunchback. And I'm 10 days less into the campaign than I am with this one, so...
Roger that. Firing on target.
Miss. Damn it. Ouch. Okay. No, we're going to have to gut that fire starter as quickly as we possibly can. We don't have a choice. It's got so much friggin' firepower compared to what we've got. Yeah, that Locust is done. We can kill it whenever we want. It no longer has any mobility left. Oh, and backup's coming. 2 mechs incoming.
Damage looks light, Commander.
Well, I should hope it looks light.
I'm being flanked.
Jesus Christ. Alright.
Right here.
How are we going to pull you guys all apart? Wasp, Locust. Wasp, Phoenix Hawk. And 2 more coming from the rear at the moment. We're going to get the fire starter directly behind the Phoenix Hawk. Use those MGs to open up its back.
Affirmative.
Primary target damaged, Commander.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Relentless, we're going to jump you back here. Can we get you into a position where you can get a rear attack? Yes, we do have to watch this though, because we do have mechs coming up behind us, so we got to do this as quickly as possible.
As you wish.
Phoenix Hawk moves. It's going to try and flank rear. Jump jet's destroyed on the fire starter.
That
This
is
is not a good start.
Important, Commander.
Hang on. 20, 40... It's a 20, 60, 80... Plus 2 more coming in. This is going to be between 150 and a 200-ton enemy lance on a half-scale mission. This is another one of those ones where this is kind of oddly high. No, we don't want to sprint, just walk.
Roger that.
Oh, for fuck's sake, can you just kill that fucking
Oh,
Locust?
now-
That's the... Oh, finally. It did die. If they 3 rounds of hits against it, Jesus.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright.
Time to fly!
You better not miss with that damn AC-10. And you miss with the AC-10.
Want
You
some
hit
more?
with the
huh?
small laser, but you miss with the AC-10. Great. And here they come. Alright, so what are these other mechs? It's a Locust. Okay. It's 25 and 20, so it's another 45 tons of mechs. Right arm destroyed on the assassin.
One more shot like that, and I'm dead.
Yeah, well, I think we might be dead anyway. I think we're just going to get fucked on this one. A half skull
Moving to
mission
position.
with this many mechs and a 45-ton Phoenix Hawk. Unless we get really lucky here and start chewing it open,
Targeting for an alpha
we are
strike.
in trouble.
That looked like a critical hit.
And boy, those reinforcements got in quick. Yeah, the light scouts are really fast.
Reporting.
Relentless.
I understand. The target is confirmed. Scored a critical hit.
I don't care if he's
Yeah.
panicked. I need him dead. I can get... I will not be able to get him into attack range.
What can I do for you?
It's got to be drill bit. Drill bit's the only one I can get into the rear arc.
Uh-huh.
And this Phoenix Hawk needs to die now.
Oh,
Thank you. That's what I need. That gets the Phoenix Hawk off the field. Now we can try and deal with all these damn lights. I'm not pulling out. I want the bonuses. We need to clean this place
Yeah.
up. But I needed that to happen. Right, Falcon. That's 2 evasion.
here we go.
Yeah, that's stripping as it was before. Okay, let's... Ooh.
I'm losing weapon system.
Yeah, that was an explosion through the rear armor on the fire.
Help, I'm getting flanked. Standing by.
Yeah, this is worse than expected. Unsettled shit. It's not good. All right. Next move. The Firestarter's entire back's been torn open. So if it gets flanked again, it's dead. So it's going to be in the shop for 2 weeks, putting it back together again. Shit. And that's the best mech I have. Wasp. Where am I going to put you? Its mobility shot to shit too, because it's had its bloody... I'm just going to run. That's all I can do with it.
Roger that.
Just have to run the Firestarter out and try and keep far enough away that they can't get behind me and hope that they can't jump further than I can sprint.
Careful, they're looping around back.
Awaiting orders.
Two, one. Alright. You are the one that we are most likely to be able to hit. So you have to be our next target.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Kill the wasp.
Commander. Yep. Lock it on and firing it
Torso,
on.
left arm, right arm destroyed. Right torso
That was
destroyed.
a critical hit, that was.
Not enough to kill the mech, unfortunately.
Waiting for orders.
Let's jump.
Got it.
Over mech up and across.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Alright, I needed that.
And stay down.
That's another set of guns out of play. And the Stinger's still going for the Firestarter. That's alright, so long as I can keep them shooting the front of the Firestarter, I should even be able to engage back. And they're still trying to gank it. Alright.
Yes, Commander. Affirmative.
Jump should give me 2 evasion? No, only 1. Only 1, because we're not travelling a far enough distance. Okay. Great. Send a torso. We're going to kill this Stinger.
Locking in target.
And we did nothing to it. Great.
Reporting.
That's wonderful. All evasions down on the Wasp. So relentless.
Lifting off. Target acquired and locked in.
And
Yeah.
Hulk can jump to the back of the Wasp.
Confirmed. This is everything I got. I'm guessing you didn't like that, did ya? I hear ya.
And roll the dice. And complete miss with the AC-10, which I did not need. And both of them are now going after the Firestarter. Fuck. Not good, not good, not
Right
good.
here.
Sprint and... as far as I
Go
can get and
fast.
still keep the front
Grab it.
armor, and I'm not going to be able to shoot. You isolated your Firestarter? Yeah, didn't have a choice. If I had put it in with the rest of the groups, it'd already be dead. That was me being swarmed before. I had them all grouped together, and they picked the Firestarter out and continually focused the Firestarter over and over again. If I had kept it with these mechs down here, same thing would have happened, and I can only kill one, at best, one mech a turn, assuming that everything hits. As you saw here with this one's going to take 2 turns. I would still have those mechs there, and they'd still be ripping the asshole out of the Firestarter. If I can't keep its distance, they will circle around behind it, shoot it in the back, and it's all over. They get 1 turn behind it, it ends. So yeah, I have isolated the Firestarter, because my only other option is to eject.
Awaiting orders.
That's all I've got. There's nothing else left.
Right here. Mm-hmm. Take this. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
You're
another
out,
one
kid.
down.
Yes, Commander.
So now I've got to actually rush in and try and get to it. And if I ran the rest of my guys over here after the Firestarter, then the mechs that we just spent our time killing, we wouldn't have killed in order to keep our groupings together. So they would be shooting these mechs in the back, and the Firestarter actually has twice the armor of anything else that's down here. So the mechs that we just killed, they would rip the arsehole out of the assassin in 2 turns. It'd be dead.
Good to go.
So I can't afford to break it off. These mechs just don't have any kind of sustained fight. They're all a bunch of scouts. So I've got to deal with that.
Taking the
Right, so
high
we're going to
road.
shoot long here because you've only got 1 evasion, so 43.
Special
Miss.
delivery. I may need some more time in the
Just a
simulator.
chop. Thank you very much for the raid of 1. It's still all good though, providing I can keep them only shooting the front of the Firestarter. It doesn't have much back left.
Standing by.
But as long as it's being shot in the front, it's all good.
Roger that.
Only 1 evasion pip because that's all we're getting at the moment, and
Roger that.
pull 1 off the Locust. And Locust is now disengaging. Okay.
Awaiting orders.
Now, best way, we are actually going to jump straight over this Locust. I'm going to ignore him completely. And we're going to jump in behind the Stinger. Right arm destroyed. Okay. We're going to peel this apart a piece at a time. Tree, move. Alright. -1. -1. So that's the evasion pips on the assassin gone. Right. I could try and DFA the Locust. Risky, but we could do it. Yes, let's do that.
Hope this works.
Alright, now we get the secondary weapons to fire. That pops all of the Locust
Waiting on you, Commander.
evasion.
Moving out.
Still only 53% because we're too close. We're within minimum, but we're within... No, we're not within small fire. Yeah, small laser range. Sucks.
Time to die.
But we land the shot. Left arm destroyed.
There's more where that came from.
Alright, structure exposed on the left-hand side.
Nice. That hit
I
hard.
think we've pulled all the ammunition out of there, so that shouldn't
Right
be
here.
too much of a thing. Now, can we get...
I'm there.
Long shot at the Stinger.
Locking in target. Bad luck.
What is it going to get?
They're flanking. Yes, Commander.
It's on.
Reporting.
Yeah, probably best. Gonna get a... Yeah, no, that should be fine, I
Coordinates
think.
confirmed. Firing.
Gyro destroyed. That should knock it over,
Reporting.
I think. Nope, he's panicked, he's punched out. Alright. 1 left to go.
I'm listening.
This has been a less than optimal engagement. I wasn't expecting a Phoenix Hawk on a on a mission this slow. But it means we've got a part of a Phoenix Hawk that we've just yanked out of this, so I can't complain too much. That would actually be really useful if we could find the rest of it.
Here goes! Commander?
And minor sight blockages all the way through.
Got it. Got it.
Nope, no luck. Which isn't surprising.
That would be a miss.
Now, half skulls are a roll of the dice. Yes, it does. It appears the mod does not correct the issue where the difficulty of the missions can be quite different to what is indicated. That still seems to be a factor within the game. So the RNG on the mission pools.
Engaging.
Assassination mission, I was expecting something in the 35-ton range, maybe something 40 tons. Not a 45-ton, especially not a Phoenix Hawk. It's a little bit more than I was bargaining for, but I think we've managed to pull it off.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
And without losing anybody. The mechs are pretty beaten up.
Good.
It's a bit rough. I should have planned for it a little bit better, but it's a start of the stream. It's the way it is. We'll be fine.
Fire and everything. Scored a
Kill
Finally.
confirmed, Commander.
Oh, we're going to be up for a few repairs on this one. Assassinations can be higher than the op for totals because you have the option to gank and run. Yeah, I know this. This is normally why I pick the assassination missions. There's a couple of factors to them. One, you do have the option to run, which I never do. That's hardly a thing. But the other is it usually has the target mech at a higher weight class than what would normally be indicated by the mission. This is a little bit more than I was expecting, though. Okay, so the Assassin and the Phoenix Hawk are down. The Phoenix Hawk. The Firestarter. Alright, so we have Locust parts everywhere. I only got one part of the Phoenix Hawk, which makes sense. 3 parts on the Wasp. Now, we'll just take the Phoenix Hawk. Alright, so we got the Wasp A. Alright, so we got something to sell at the very least, so that'll cover part of our expenses. Also, Hiri, welcome to the stream and welcome to the chat. Alright, so we're going to need to do some mech repairs. Yet we know this. Alright, so assemble mech. We have a couple of options here. We have a 1A and a 1L variant. 1A is worth more. First recon mech to be mass-produced by the Terran military, and it was well suited for its scouting role. Since its initial production in 2471, the mech has spread to all parts of human-occupied space. Yep, that's the standard variant. What do they do with the L? The 1L replaced the medium laser and the SRM-2 launcher with a single Holy SRM-4 launcher carried in the right arm, supplied with a single ton of reloads in the right torso. Yeah, no, we'll stick where I can see why the 1L's worth less. Single SRM-4. Ugh. Although, I suppose it's a recon mech. No, I'm going to sell it. I need the money. Right. To do a little bit of a refit. Only a medium laser loss, and we have spares of those, so that's okay. Pretty straightforward. 4 days, 45,000. So we are not going to exceed the value of the mech, depending on how much the Firestarter costs. Whew, we lost a bit here. Alright, 3 jump jets, 5 jump jets, MGs, medium lasers. Alright, so medium laser in the arm. MGs, we still have 7 spare. Yep, and just equipment. God, we got 50 jump jets. That brings us to 35. So 100,000. Alright, so our mech we recovered has managed to cover our repairs on both of our mechs. 17 days we're going to be down for. Quick rename so I can remember this one. The lead spitter.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Now that takes us out of action unless there is something we can one-on-one with the Falcon for a bit. Should we check Mech Warriors, see if what we've got in the way of points. So Cerberus is still... I've got enough that I can make my choice, or I can fill out tactics. Cerberus is going to go defensive, so probably going to be Bulwark, because I want to try and keep Cerberus long run for the heavier mechs once they start coming in. That'll leave 284. Confirm.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Claymore's still waiting for more points. Drill bit. Drill bit, drill bit, drill bit. I'll hang on to your points. You're nearly at 5 for piloting.
Yeah?
And you need another 600 odd points. 520 points.
Yes, Commander.
And you need to be sparked up a bit. So piloting, guts, or tactics? Yeah, we'll grab piloting. Relentless is our newer pilot, so we need to make sure all of his numbers are up to at least a 4 across the board.
Mech Warrior training complete.
Mech Bay is set. And missions, what have we got? Escorts, captures, just making sure nothing new's popped in. Nope. Nothing we can one-on-one, no duels. So we need to wait until we've actually got some functioning mechs again. So 4 days until the Assassin is up. And, yeah, 21 days until the Lead Spitter is actually ready to rock and roll. So we might need to actually run one without the Firestarter. Salissa is rating with a party of 10. Hey, Salissa, how's it going? Love your YouTube videos. Thank you for the content. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy them. Sorry they've been a little bit all over the place the last few. Just trying to get everything into some order at the moment. I think I'm actually going to get Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts up on the channel soon enough too. The latest patch looks great. Need to be careful with this mod because some of the contracts talk about going against specific elite units and will be tougher than advertised. And if Comstar turns up and gets real, yeah, I have looked into that, and yes, if anywhere where Comstar turns up, it's a until later on when you have a much better lance, it's very much a run away as fast as possible if the option's there. Comstar don't fuck about. They're bastards, but they are bastards with really nice mechs. I played the beta of the patch and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I haven't actually played it yet. I've looked at the I've know a few people that have, and I looked at it through the patch notes. And the patch notes on it, the number of new hulls and everything else they added, it took a lot of reading, and that's the reason why I sort of stopped doing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts for a bit. It was a lack of things to do. I think they've just corrected that. So I need to get back into that one, and I've got to look at U-Boat again as well. Apparently the mod and the corrections to actually put in the manual targeting computer is now all in there, so we can actually fire the torpedoes the old-fashioned way. So I got a couple of other things to look at as well. There's a lot of changes I think they pushed. It's got a lot more depth and customization now. Yeah, I said the patch notes on it was kind of epic. It's exactly the kind of patch you want to see. Right, we should be letting time advance forward here at the moment. So we're at 3028 at the moment, July 21st. I can't actually remember the date the Fourth Succession War kicks off. I was looking for it last stream. I got a sneaking suspicion it's up around October-ish, I think. So it's brewing now. The units are all moving into place. We're just past the war on Helm. Or Comstar versus the Great Death Legion on Helm. So financial report in 4 days. We have enough money to cover that, which is good, and keep us above $1 million. I would like to do another mission though. So something hopefully easy that can make a bit of cash. Just a cash grab. So we got a Blackout Mission here. Last week, radio comms with a strategic outpost was interrupted mid-data stream by one of the remote relays, and we've been unable to re-establish contact. Our other units are tied up, so we need you to make contact. We can get a sit rep. Alright, so dug in deep. It's a Badlands mission. It's the only thing we've really got here, but I wouldn't mind snagging a little bit of extra cash. Alright, so... Alright, contract negotiations. We're going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to do on a 1-4 with 162,000. 162,000 is just to perk up our money a little bit more, because we're just about to have to pay our bills. And the 1-4 is just to make sure that I've got one selectable piece. So if one of the mechs comes in and it's something that I want, I can grab at least one part of it off the box. So that should be fine. There's no point going up to here. We only get 210, and this mission is unlikely to have that much in the way of good salvage. Yeah, gets local pirates. We'll do that one. Now... Mission mech layout is the problem here, so the assassin has to be shuffled up. Hulk can be shuffled up in the Falcon. Drillbit stays in the urban mech, which means we are bringing out a bloody wasp. I hate this thing. Flamer, 2 small lasers and a medium laser. A 20-ton recon mech. Ugh. I'll say this, temper your expectations, because the campaign is still kind of janky, and the way they operate the campaign map with combat. Yeah, that needed work from the last time I played it. If they haven't played around with that too much, it wasn't terrible. But it's, yeah, that needs more work. If they haven't changed that, meh. I've been meaning to play BEX again. I think I'll reinstall it now. You absolutely should. I'm having a fantastic time with this mod. This is really making things more difficult. And adding a shitload more to it. And I love the fact that it's 3028, and I'm going to run this campaign all the way through to the clan invasion and possibly even the FedCom Civil War. Like, I love that. Actually give me a chunk of lore. The Comstar news briefs you get at the start of every month, telling you what's going on. It's beautiful. Why RogueTech gets more press than this does, I have no idea. I tried RogueTech, admittedly a while ago, and I didn't think much of it. There was a lot of law-breaking things that were inside of it. I didn't think much of RogueTech. This I love.
Command interface initiated.
This makes me want to see this mod actually turned into a proper release version for BattleTech 2. Has there been any major changes? This is my first time playing through BEX, so I couldn't tell you. Planets start getting hit by the Alliance starting in September. Yep, yeah, so around September, October is the start of the Fourth Succession War. Excellent. I was kind of hoping to have a run like I did on my other save, where I'm moving into the medium to heavy class mechs at this point, despite being about the same time into it. So I'd actually have a lance that I could do some stuff during the Fourth Succession War, but it looks like I'm going to be undertunned. Unless there's some very, very, very low tonnage flashpoints that pop up, which I highly doubt.
Advancing, I guess. Yep.
Be there in a jiff.
Just unfortunately, with this tonnage, I just don't think there's anything I'll reliably be able to do in the Fedcom Civil War that will let us, or not the Fedcom Civil War, the Fourth Succession War, that'll let me actually pull some decent salvage and expand the mercenary unit, which is kind of what I was looking to do.
Moving to position.
Moving out.
Keep the sprint up. Do you have any tips for early game? I was always struggling with early game because you tend to get unlucky eventually, and it's just a death spiral from there, a la XCOM. I'm in one of these on this save right now. As I've said, I've got two saves running parallel to one another that are about the same distance in. There's this one, which I'm live streaming, and the other one, which is a bit of an experimental, just me messing with the game and just trying to work out what changes the mod has put into place. The other save, I'm already in a Phoenix Hawk with 3 fire starters that are all custom built, and I am currently in the process of putting together my first Hunchback. Here, I haven't even managed to assemble my first fire starter, and I'm actually further into the game in terms of time. So, I've got no advice for early game. Hope RNG favors you.
Roger that.
My other save, I was essentially the golden child for the first 100 days. Every dice roll went my way.
Got it.
Last 4 or 5 missions in BattleTech before I booted, it's just too chaotic for me. It wasn't the chaos of the gameplay too much. Look, I'm a massive lore nerd. I'm a massive lore nerd when it comes to BattleTech. And BattleTech, I could see what it was doing, and if you're not a lore nerd, you're probably really going to like BattleTech, because it throws a lot of things here, and it plays fast and loose with the times that stuff's available, but it is focused on trying to make a fun experience. And so I get what it's trying to do. But it pisses me off when I see things that shouldn't be available floating around, like the things that are out of lore. Incidentally, it's why I hate the announcement of the new MechWarrior 5 expansion.
Affirmative.
We finally got details on what the new MechWarrior 5 expansion is going to be. Actually, why am I doing
Don't need
that?
to tell me twice.
And it's focused around melee combat. Couple of things in regards to that expansion. In lore, there's about 34 or 36 mechs that are actually built for melee, right? That are like to actually carry a melee weapon. There are only a hand compared to the hundreds of mechs that are in the lore total. There's only 30 under 40 that actually are capable of carrying a melee weapon. Of that under 40 mechs, the only ones, well, they're putting in the Hatchetman. That's being introduced in this expansion. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Of the remaining mechs, I actually thought it was 1. There is 2 that are built to carry melee weapons. 2 mechs. And one of those 2 mechs, the
On my way.
the Black Knight, its melee weapon carrying version, the Black Knight with the sword, prior to 3056, it's 3054, because it was just before Tukiad. Prior to 3054 was only ornamental. The sword couldn't be used in combat. It was for like royal presentations and royal events. The mech would carry a sword, and it was designed to be quick release, so if an attack or something happened, the Black Knight could use its actual proper weapons to defend. The sword was just there for ceremony, nothing else. It wasn't until the clan invasions that Comstar specifically built a Comstar-only version of the Black Knight that actually used a sword for combat because they worked out that clan mech warriors are not trained and actually avoid melee combat as much as possible, and they have a weakness to it. They do not let their mechs get close. So if you build a dedicated melee mech, it'll wreck their shit. And so they exploited that. So of the 2 mechs that are actually capable of carrying melee weapons in the game, only fucking one of them is actually lore accurate. And the melee weapons that they put in there are all rubbish. They're all bullshit. It is the biggest cash-in expansion that I've ever seen. They list the katana. The katana is listed as a weapon for... sorry, I'm going on a bit of a rant here, I know. Bear with me. I'm just going to pull up a little bit of quick information here, because I jotted this down earlier today. The katana is listed as a weapon that you can equip to mechs. Only one mech actually carried a katana in lore, and it wasn't actually built until after the clan invasion. I'm just pulling it up. Where is it here? Yeah, the Nodashi. The Nodashi, built in Kurita space, carries a katana. It is the only mech that carries a katana up until this point. A specifically built katana, rather than just a melee hatchet. Built in 3058. I remind you that MechWarrior 5 is based during the 4th Succession War, so it's based in 3028. That's a little bit of a time difference. One of the fist weapons, the only thing I could find that is even close to it within lore, like it doesn't exist within lore, and the only thing that I could find in any of the lores, searching Sana and searching all of the resources that I've got, was a piece of an agricultural tool that was used by the Cattlemaster agricultural and industrial mechs for farm tending. It's about the only thing I can find that is even close to what it is in description. Like, they've just... I have no fucking idea what Piranha's doing at this point, but clearly they don't give a shit
As you wish.
about the lore in the slightest.
Moving out.
Ignored for Rule of Cool. Yeah, but here's my problem with them doing Rule of Cool. And it comes down to a lore nerd thing. I know these things aren't supposed to be there. I know they're not supposed to be there because the original creators for BattleTech, or the BattleTech universe, carried very strict control on how they were going to do melee weapons. And that is because they wanted to avoid BattleTech becoming Gundam. They wanted BattleTech to be...
Okay, let's go.
Just not Gundam. Gundam was a bit too anime. It was a bit too fluid. It was supposed to be walking tanks,
I understand.
not martial arts robots. So they were very, very controlled with how they handled melee weapons. This throws all that in the rear. You are going to have, I think they're putting in like 10 or 20 variants of mechs. Variants that do not exist prior to this. And they're going to let all of them carry melee weapons. So you're going to have axes, hatchets, fucking giant Wolverine claws on your mechs, go for your life. Like, everything. Whole bunch of bullshit. Half of it's not law standard, and they're going to let anything carry it. Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of people that have come in to start their journey into the BattleTech universe in MechWarrior 5 that don't know that this isn't meant to be fucking Gundam. Which means anybody who picks up the IP after Piranha in 2 years' time when they finally dump it, because that's what this is all about. They're trying to make something that Rule of Cool will sell money, and they don't actually care what happens afterwards, because in 2 years' time they're surrendering the IP, and they don't give a fuck after that. They're not making any more money on it. So they're just cashing in on the IP and the lore. And whoever picks the IP up after this is now going to have to spend their time unfucking the damage that Piranha's done. It was bad enough that Piranha made a bad game in the first place and fucked it up as badly as they did. Now they're intentionally fucking it just to scrape money. And it pisses me off.
Lifting off.
23 melee weapon focus mechs variants, the notes say. Yeah, 23 new variants that don't fucking exist. They're just pulling them out of their ass just for this shit. And it just, oh,
On my way.
I didn't like what Piranha had been doing with the BattleTech IP or the MechWarrior IP, why they had it, but it was, I could tolerate it. I could tolerate what they had done. It was shit, but it wasn't so shit that I wouldn't play MechWarrior 5. It was definitely the inferior MechWarrior game, but you know, I'd still play it, and I'd play it with friends, and I did have some good things to say about it. The co-op in particular, and a few things along those lines, a lot of fun. Now, ooh, this when I saw that this morning, that fucking I was ropeable.
Affirmative.
It's so blatantly obvious what they're doing with it too. They're putting all the shit in just to attract people for. Essentially, they're putting it in because they want to turn it into Gundams because they think they'll be able to sell the game, more copies of the game to weebs. Like, not to be blunt, but that's what they're doing.
Location confirmed.
And the worst part of it is, that's the entire... Everything I've just described is the entire expansion pack. There's one 5-mission campaign, so basically a flashpoint. Ooh, fuck. That took out the building in one hit. That was an autocannon as well. What the hell is down there? Fired off that shot. Ah, there is an Urbamech down there. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that.
Yes, Commander.
Yes. Sorry, where was I? There's one 5-mission campaign where you can get the Hatchetman by the end of it. So, essentially a flashpoint. There are it's even smaller than the Kestrel Lancers campaign.
Certainly.
And I think that's it. You get the Hatchetman, the 5-mission campaign, all of the variants, which are cut and paste of existing mechs that they're now going to let wield fucking katana swords like Gundams into combat. And I doubt they're going to be doing much in the way of animation. Maybe they'll actually do some nice animation, but I doubt it. And everything else that they listed on the notes, if you go through the details, is actually coming in a free patch that everybody will get, regardless of whether they buy the expansion or not. And that's the one of the nicer changes, you know, credit where credit's due, that they're putting in, is they're taking away the hard weight limit. So you will be able to bring a Steiner Scout Lance onto a beginner mission that's only normally got 100-ton maximum if you want. But the more you go over the recommended tonnage, the less rewards you get. So they're going to let you do stuff like that. So you don't have to keep mechs around that you don't want if you're willing to accept a slightly lower payment, and you can go a little bit over tonnage if you want. Also, the other way around, if you go under tonnage, you should earn more money, as you have deployed less tonnage than you needed. This is a good feature, but this isn't part of the expansion. This is just coming with the patch when the expansion's released. This is just going to be available for everybody. But they've got that listed in to buff out or puff out what's actually going to be in this expansion, which is nothing. 5 missions, 1 mech, bunch of copy-paste variants, and some axes or swords and bullshit that looks ridiculous that you can attach to them. That's it. That's the whole expansion. So yeah, sorry about the rant.
I hear ya.
As you can see, I'm real happy about this shit.
Pedal to the metal.
What the hell is wrong with a good old fist to the face? Well, yeah, that's what the mechs are supposed to do. The whole point, mechs aren't designed for melee, but skilled pilots will use the mech itself as a battering ram against the enemy. Melee mechs are rare because they sacrifice tonnage to carry a weapon that they can only use in certain situations. Melee is largely considered a last-ditch resort or a close-quarters combat only, obviously a close-quarters combat only thing, but it's not something that people generally go out of their way to do. Generally. Not always. half of the melee combat variants in the BattleTech universe are actually Solaris mechs. They were mechs that were specifically built. If we go the Stinger, got the Locust, got the Urban-mech. So it looks like, and we've got an unknown, so there is a fourth. I need these guys to separate. I'm going to reserve them. I need them to separate and split up. So I can isolate one of them and then just dump on it. And they're all reserving too. Yeah, they're all doing exactly the same thing I am. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're going to force me to move.
What? No.
Fine.
Good to go.
Yeah, as I was saying, about roughly half, maybe a little bit less than half, of the melee mechs were actually built for Solaris. They were built for specific tournaments that were melee only. Like gladiatorial combat, arena fights, where they had to beat one another with clubs. Shit like that. There's actually a couple of mechs that were very specifically built for exactly that. Three new biomes. Yeah, that's right. That was the other part. The biomes. The biomes are actually needed, but the biomes are largely needed just for the modders, so that they've got more terrain to play with for missions. And unfortunately, that's like yes. My initial thing would be Warhound. Yeah, I'm not going to buy the expansion either. No, we will, because what'll happen is all of the modders will use the new biomes in the missions in order to build out more complex and obviously a better mod. But then the mod itself will actually, that means the expansion is going to become a requirement, just so that we can take full functionality out of the mods. And that'll be the way it is. That's the worst part. I know I hate this expansion. I hate everything about it. Yet I know I'm going to buy it, not because I'm weak or I can't fucking handle it, but because I know all of the major mods are going to require it. Like, it will be unavoidable.
I'll try.
Nothing like a greedy cunt ruining an IP, huh? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's happened to most of my favorite IPs.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't mind them being greedy all that much. Unfortunately, if you're onto a good thing, you know, a company will milk it. That's just the way it's going to be. It bothers me that all they would need to do to get every BattleTech fan to part with their money would be to build a good game. That's it. That's literally all they got to do. And the worst part is, Piranha has MechWarrior Online, which means like the game itself is not great, but all the assets that they would require in order to build out a really nice expansion pack are already pre-made. They've just got a copy of them out of MechWarrior Online. There are entire biomes that have never appeared, and maps that have never appeared in MechWarrior 5 that they could straight rip out of MechWarrior Online and build an expansion.
Firing
There's
jump jets.
mechs out the wazoo. All the clan mechs, half the Innisphere mechs that are present, not present in MechWarrior 5. So they could use those. God, this Locust has got like 5 pit points. Trying to actually hit this thing is going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, and that's what they're counting on. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's exactly what they're counting on, but the thing is, it's a different engine. Yeah, it is a different engine, but where do you think all of the models in MechWarrior 5 came from? They're all ripped out of MechWarrior Online. Because you can rip the 3D models out of MechWarrior Online and you can put them into the put them into MechWarrior 5 perfectly fine. That's how all the mods you've seen where there are new mechs that have shown up, and you're like, those are really good looking mechs. They look like just like the ones in MechWarrior Online. Yeah, that's because they are. Modders can do this. They can straight rip the mechs out of the source files for MechWarrior Online and put them over. All of them. That's why you've already got Timberwolves and Dashis and Warhawks in mods for MechWarrior 5. That's where the 3D models. They didn't make those 3D models. They're straight ripped out of MechWarrior Online. So if modders can do this,
Moving to
if
position.
modders can rip these assets out and put them into the game, what's fucking Piranha's excuse?
Okay.
There's a pretty large amount of games nowadays that can rip them from the pack via decompiling it. Yeah, I'm actually going to be experimenting with a little bit of it myself as well. I haven't got my 3D printer yet, but I am hoping to get one at some point, and I want to print some larger models. I'm not looking to do minis or anything. I'm going to buy the minis from Catalyst, because I think the minis from Catalyst look great, but I want to do some upscaled mechs. I actually want to have some mech models in my house. I've been a fan of these things since I was like 13, so I want some 1 foot models. So the plan is I'm going to actually rip the 3D models out of MechWarrior Online or MechWarrior 5, and then I'm going to put them into some 3D software. Once I've decompiled them and got them over into something like Blender, then I'm going to sit back and tweak them in Blender. I'm going to clean them up, work the designs a little bit better, sharpen them up in places, just make a really nice model. Maybe put some customizations in there that are just personal to me, things that I particularly like, and then 3D print the model once it's done. Because nobody's making me a 1 foot mech model at the moment that I can buy, so fine, I'll just fucking do it myself. You're on 3. Best way to do this. The urban mech is down. Javelin. Javelin has to be dealt with as well. Jesus. Urban mech. Just trying to work out how to do this. I need the Capellan turrets. Or the Liao turrets to
I'm taking the highway.
rip the evasion off these scouts so I can actually kill them.
Locking on and firing it all.
I'm getting little bits of damage in on them, but nothing major. Minimal amount of, there seems to be a pretty large amount of games these days that can rip them from. Minimal amount of effort for maximum amount of money, it seems. Yes. Yeah, that's what the entire expansion screams of. It's not... The expansion pack smells of a focus on making money and no care about how it's done. Like, even the selection of the hatchetmen. Alright, they've decided they wanted to do a melee-focused expansion. The hatchetman does fit the timeline, so that's fine.
You have orders?
They specifically selected the hatchetman, though, because it's the single most popular melee mech in BattleTech. It's the Timberwolf of melee mechs. Yeah, that might be the best way, actually. If I melee...
Have no
We'll
doubt.
pop 2
it will
evasion
be
off, and then I
done.
might be able to get a shot in and actually cripple this thing. I hit, -1. Cycle the weapons. Okay. Alright, the Irby we don't have to worry about for a
Waiting
little
for
bit.
orders.
The Javelin is going to be a problem. The Javelin is very much going to be a problem. 63% on the AC-10.
Hey, buddy, behind you.
Nice. Okay, here we go. This is what we're after
Stay
now.
down.
Nothing super grander. Select 40k groups. Oh, I might do something in that style. Like, I want it to be nicely painted up when it's finished, and I'm starting to play around with doing resin for miniatures and resin for models, because I want to do some World War II submarines and World War II naval ships. So I want to do some water type effects using resin. So I'm thinking about doing a mini diorama base for it. So it'll be a nice 1 foot tall model, all cleaned up and painted, and then doing like a large wooden base that might have it, you know, like stepping or walking through a swamp or something. I haven't designed how it's going to be done yet, but I want it to have a really nice base that's got like a little chunk of the environment, then on a nice, you know, like a polished wooden finish, like maybe some nice redwood, like some red gum or something, as a nice finish for the base, and just pick out a couple of my favourite mechs. So there'll definitely be an Atlas. I'll probably do a Timberwolf because I'm a normie like that. I do like my Timberwolves. Both in here. Alright, so best bet. Not you.
I'm listening.
You. Falcon. It's going to be tight, but I'm going to Death from Above the Stinger.
Affirmative.
Yeah, there'll be a Timberwolf. I wouldn't mind doing a Warhawk, Clan Warhawk as well. I'm pretty fond of those.
I think I just hit on something special.
But yeah, over time I wouldn't mind building a few of these and actually doing up. I might even make videos on them once I actually start, but I do need some stuff. I don't have the 3D printer or anything else yet,
How might I
and I haven't used one yet, so I'm going to have to spend some time working out how to use it. But this is the long-term goal for them, is I want to make some nice 1 foot statuettes that I can actually put up and have them floating around. Alright, so the Stinger is down now. We actually want to do Cerberus. We're going to jump you over.
Engaging. Jump jet.
And go for a kill.
Enough.
Nice, that's 2. Now we're going to take the Javelin, and then we're going to get rid of the Irby. Now I'll make my own mech with whiskey and 3D printers. That's exactly what I've got in mind. Actually, whiskey sounds really good right about now. I should have grabbed some. Right. Javelin, Javelin, Javelin. What are we going to do with you? 2 small lasers and a flamer on the Wasp. Okay. We can go with a melee attack.
Engaging.
Alright, now flamer or small lasers. Now the damage reduction is unavoidable here, but that is fine because that opens up for Drillbit, who is currently almost perfectly in the rear arc. It's only a 58% chance to hit, but if that lands, please land.
Got it.
And it misses. Damn it. Well, it's a good plan in theory.
Hey, stay in the crosshairs.
Now, Catapult, I believe, is most likely always will be my favourite mech. Yeah, I like the Catties too. Catapult will probably be one. The Highlander will be another. And the turrets are actually doing it over. Hip destroyed. It's about time the defences actually got involved here.
I'm here.
Right, before it has...
Waiting on you, Commander.
We'll do it again, actually. We are going to just straight attack this guy again. Go Wasp! You just broke the leg of the Javelin. Nicely done. Ooh, ooh.
That hit something good.
Yeah, he's having a real average day now. And here comes the Irby. Alright, we need to stop the Irby now.
What can I do for you? Roger that. Firing on target.
Damn it, that wasn't enough to kill it. Alright,
no.
alright. Focus before we lose
There.
this.
Okay.
Well, we only need one building to survive, and we've got 3 remaining, but still.
Okay. Firing everything.
It gets the javelin out of play.
Enemy mech destroyed.
So I'm willing to
Right
bet,
here.
yes, it's an Urbamech, but I'm willing to bet their Urbamech pilot is better than our Urbamech pilots. And because their Urbamech pilot is better than our Urbamech pilots, it's gonna hurt. Actually, no, we don't want to do that yet. We are going to just get a shot and engage. Nothing special.
Here you go.
Right. This turn we'll do the DFA to clear the Urbamech. Right. Actually, an Urbi is one I wouldn't mind doing. That would be another thing I wouldn't mind printing out, because I do like the cute little trash cans.
What's the plan?
So there would be a few. I would have to spend a lot of time ripping and then working on the models and working out how to brace them and get all the parts out and exactly how I want the stances to go. Because I don't think I've seen people that have done this before, and they've put ball joints and shit into them so you can articulate the mech how you want it. I think I would just print them out so they're already in the shape that I want them. So I'd have to play inside of the software to work out exactly how I wanted the mech to stand and move it, and then it would be printed with all of its pieces already set. But I would want to do that custom. I don't want them just sitting there. I want them in some kind of motion. Even if I've got to make a steel frame to put inside of them to support them, so I can make it look like they're mid-stride in sections, or they're walking through something, or they're doing something. I want them to be dynamic.
Here we go. Not much armor left in that location.
Alright.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright. Drill bit from above.
I read you, Commander. Moving out. This should be good.
Whoa, you nearly caught out your mate then. What the hell?
Yeah. I'm here. Targeting for an alpha strike. Right here. I'm jumping. Yes, I am.
Alright. God, these things have a lot of armor on the back. As someone who comes from an XCOM background, I always try to describe thought process and such, have a plan, and have a backup plan for any issues of the first plan, and then a third plan when the first and second plans inevitably fail. Yeah, I'm used to that. I've been a little distracted there.
Hey.
The rant at the start of this has distracted me a little bit, and as I said, I'm a little foggy tonight, largely because
Okay.
the
let's
visit
go.
of Mr. COVID to the house. So
If you say so.
I'm not operating 100%, but we're getting through it. We've gotten most of it at this point. Oh, cheeky shit. Turn away from the buildings and start
Losing
trying
armor.
to engage the mechs. Alright, let's do
Reporting.
Hulk in the Falcon. Engage the Urbamech.
Yep.
From behind, punch it, and then hit it with the close range weapons. That still gets rid of the evasion.
That there was a critical hit, that was.
Yep, that hit.
Awaiting orders. Certainly. Firing.
torso destroyed, right arm destroyed.
Scored a critical hit.
Right,
Waiting
we
for
got this
orders.
now. It's over.
Coordinates received.
Whew.
Time to die.
Irby misses again.
Systems recycling for another shot.
And he bails.
Mission successful.
Alright, that was a little rougher than I would have liked, but that was a little bit of me not concentrating enough. Now, jokes aside, having a few plans is probably one of the easiest but also most essential tips. Yeah. Irbies are adorable. They are. I mean, they're a good mech. You know, they're in their specific role, they're actually a very good mech. Unfortunately, their specific role is very... Oh, we just got an upgrade. We just got a Javelin. It's not much of an upgrade, but that's still an upgrade. We needed that. I didn't realize I had that many parts for them floating around, but apparently, yes, I did. Alright, good night, Mad End. Oh, nice. Yang, concerning the Javelin 10N. The Javelin is a close-range support mech with 12 SRM tubes. The Federated Suns sometimes field whole lances of Javelins, but more often you'll see them used as ambushes to deal finishing strikes to enemies with exposed systems. We have parts for the following mech variants. What should I build? We've got a 10N because that's all we can build at the moment. Alright, the 10N is finished. Should it put it ready? Yes, ready.
We'll have it warmed up ASAP.
So the Javelin will take 25 days to put it together, and then we'll need more time to actually fit it out with weapons. And everybody here is knackered, so we're going to have a little bit of a break, but that made all of that bullshit worth it. Okay. Load up our mech bay. Where are we at? Lead spitter still being repaired. The damage to everything else appears to have been just superficial, nothing major. The internal damage to the Falcon was related to it jumping around and doing DFAs, I think, so nothing too extreme and all sorted. So, yeah, nothing we need to worry about in terms of the mechs themselves. And we have a Javelin under production, so that will be... Lead spitters 13 days, 25 days to get the Javelin up and running. So it's nearly a full month cycle out before we can actually use it. And then it will be an additional probably 5 to 7 days to fit it. Do we have enough components to actually fit it? We've got 5 SRM6s, 4 SRM4s, 4 SRM2s. Yeah, okay, we've got everything we need there. I think we have ammo as well. Yes, we do. We have 8 SRM ammo. And we still have medium lasers. We've still got 8 of those on there if needed, and secondaries. Alright, so we should be good. Okay. Now... well, there's nothing else we can do. We're going to let financial report tick over. It's going to be 210,000. 5 days till everybody's up and running, and then we can have a look and see exactly what we can do next. 13 days if we hold off to have the lead spitter available, which I think we'll do. Hold for 13 and then check the next, because that fire starter is our best mech. Distress call. Samir catches your attention on the bridge. Commander, I've picked up a distress call from a nearby civilian transport. It's not exactly our job to assist in matters like this, but we may be the nearest ship available. She studies the display. On the other hand, it looks like the ship's engines are in a critical state. They could explode before we get there. Stay out of it. Investigate carefully. Mount an immediate rescue expedition. It's a distress call from a civilian transport. Let's get there. We should be going in the Leopard, which is armoured. It should be fine. When the Argo arrives at the source of the distress beacon, you feel momentary surge of hope. A handful of void-sullied passengers spin aimlessly away from a gaping hole in the hull awaiting rescue. When the explosion abruptly brightens the starry expanse, enveloping the transport and the survivors and the Argo, Dr. Murad's team spends the rest of the day repairing the damage. You spend the rest of the day repairing a bruised morale. Gosh, shit. 50,000, which isn't too bad in terms of cost, and morale down by 1. God damn it.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Oh well. Not much is going to be done. And throw... We can counter the morale effect. $210, $294. Yeah, we can cover it. We can cover it. Give everyone a bonus pay. That gets morale back up to 24 and pushes it back in the right direction. And we get a little bit of a bonus to techs as well. So it should speed up our work on the mechs. Javelins. Yeah, that's sped up Javelin. Alright. So, Javelin will be ready in 9 days. Claymore will be ready in 1. We'll wait 1 more. Cool. Alright, 8 days until Javelin is ready. Let's make some money. 136. Yeah, we need to make enough that we can get some upgrades running on the Argo as well. I think my voice is starting to crack too. Alright. So we've got Holovid propaganda. Night humid. As part of the propaganda effort, we've been operating a secret Holovid broadcasting facility in St. Ives against Capellans. Okay, I don't... Yeah, that's fine. Have spent months... Base defense, 1 skull. Interdiction. Pirate supply convoys, it's an ambush. We don't want that. Battle urban, 1.5 skull. I'm not sure we have the tonnage. We might once we've got the Javelin up and running, though. It's actually a really good mech. Federated Suns B team, capture base, urban. We're training a group of mech warriors. Okay, so that's one where we only have to supply 1 mech. That's a base capture mission, though. We'll do that later. Escort. Convoy in the battle. Alright, I think we're going to do Holovid propaganda. Defend a base in the jungle. So it's another base defense just like we've done. Pardon me. Getting at least one of the lounge upgrades is early is really helpful and cheap to boot. Yes, yeah, I do need to pick that one up. I normally try and go for both of them, but we got very close to bankrupt in one of the previous streams. I think at one point I was down to under 100,000 credits. So that was very tight. At the moment I'm trying to stay away from letting that happen again. Alright, so this is a 1 skull. So for the 1 skull we might actually leave it on that. We've got nearly a month to make our money. 280,000, that gives us cash to cover our expenses and to actually start boosting our bank accounts, and we're pulling 2 parts of salvage off the field at a time. So hopefully we'll actually find some stuff that's worth keeping. It's a 418 too. Yeah, we'll stick with this. Alright, so since we're on a base defense, we'll keep the Urbamech in play. The Wasp can go. Pull Relentless out for the moment. Cerberus goes down 1 with the Assassin, and the Firestarter comes out, and that's what Claymore goes in. So Claymore in the Lead Spitter, Cerberus in the Assassin, Hulk and the Falcon as per normal, and she should be, yeah, she's very close to hitting comfortable. Cerberus already should be in the Assassin, I believe, yes. And I'm already comfortable in the Firestarter. Cool. Drill bit is at 9 of 10 in the Urbamech. Right, so we'll go with that. That is a decent lineup. And deploy. Yeah, I was almost bankrupt yesterday, Mags. I feel your pain. Yeah, it was. I was concerned. I've never gone bankrupt playing this game before. I've come close a couple of times, but they were always in my personal playthroughs. Going bankrupt on a live stream would be embarrassing. But we recovered it. We got out of it. We're still not super flush with cash, but I'm ahead, and I'm far enough ahead that I'll be able to continue paying my bills. Comstar isn't going to come and hunt me down. I just I want to keep it that way. All right, begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
I think I had less than 1k. Ooh, God, that is cutting it fine. That is skin of your teeth. Would be fitting for an unprofessional name, though. Yeah, this is true, but still embarrassing. I would rather avoid it. Alright, hold the facility, keep the buildings upright, destroy the attackers, good luck. Alright, so the good part about base defense missions, I'm not super fond of them, but at the very least, we generally have... Actually, no, I take it back. I retract the statement that I was about to make before I finish it. I was about to say we generally have some kind of defense, but there are no turrets on those towers. It's just us. Alright, so we do have water that we can cool off in. And we do have to be prepared for potentially a second lance. So drill bit, I'm actually not going to bring with us.
Coordinates received.
I'm going to leave the Urbamech at the base to act as an interceptor for anything coming in. I know, using an Urbamech as an interceptor. It's an out there concept, but this will work. Because in the end, all the enemies are always going to be coming at the base. Now, we have 8 buildings and 4 must survive. We need to wipe out this initial lance as quickly as possible.
There. Okay.
On my way.
Alright, here comes the first one. We got a Locust. I rolled the dice on a skull and a half and 1. Yeah, it's risky when you've only got tonnage at about this size, isn't it? Oh, can I make it? That would be a fantastic start. We need to work it out first. We need to work it down. Just a single laser. We don't want to build up too much heat.
No damage detected.
I'm here.
Assassin, we will not do.
Hey.
We'll get drill bit. Actually, we might actually have to... Damn it, we can't get a... That hill is just going to block all of our line of sight. Oh, we still might be able to get a shot off that's lucky. I'm not bringing the Urbamech with us. I just want it to do this.
Hey, stay in the crosshairs.
And that was enough. Okay.
I'm listening.
So now Hulk in the Falcon. Can engage. One punch.
Get physical on him.
Cool.
What now?
All evasion's gone, and now Cerberus can
Moving
bring the
to
assassin
position.
around and hit it with the
I'll
SRS.
try.
Assuming she can aim the bloody things. 1, 2, 3. We have vehicles coming in now, which means potentially lots of firepower. Although it didn't do much to that building. We will have to deal with that though.
I'm here.
And we're not going to be able to make it
Hey.
there. Alright.
Okay.
Medium laser crit.
Maybe things are...
And eject. Okay, that's good. Claymore jump. Into... So it's an LRM-20 and a flamer. That's an interesting combination. Long range and short range.
Engaging target.
Yeah. Yep. Here goes everything. Good to go.
Ah, you're right. I forgot about the interceptor module. Shit. Sorry, that shows that my brain's just not in it at the moment. I should have remembered that that's a thing.
Affirmative.
Right, 2 more. And yeah, they're vehicles. Yeah, so did I. Yeah, with the perks on each of the individual mechs, the perks on the individual characters, and then the specific module components associated with each of the mechs, or at least some of the mechs, there's a little bit to try and remember in regards to what's what. I apologize if I don't remember it all. I try and remember everything I can, but...
All weapons committed.
There we go. Alright, she's out. God, I love that thing with all the
Enemy
MGs.
unit destroyed.
I gotta build another one. We need another claymore,
now?
another fire starter, guys, so I can set this up. Right.
Advancing, I guess. Okay. Firing everything.
Right, side attack on the Condor, so now we've got to get somebody else around there, and we do have... So this is the enemy vanguard. I think we've already got more mechs
Right
coming
here.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Jump with the Falcon. Can we get... Actually, I think we can. Yeah, we can. Nice.
Here goes. Here goes.
Perfect. Absolutely
Oops,
perfect.
I made a mess.
That leaves 1 remaining.
I hear ya.
Okay, maybe there isn't more coming in. Be surprised if there's not. I thought there was an announcement before for one. I might have just misheard. Alright, so this one, we want the side armor on this again. Although it's not really going to matter because it's a missile
Engaging
tank,
jump
which
jet.
they're underarmed, or under-armored, rather.
All weapons committed.
Gotcha.
Enemy unit destroyed.
But yeah, the module makes the assassin live up to its name, at least against lights and mediums, since it can eat them for breakfast. Nope, there is definitely another lance, because we have not ended yet. Where the hell is it? Ah, far side. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Alright. That's alright, we have long-range jump jets. We'll start bouncing everybody back towards the base. And we'll get the urban mech around to the other side to at least face them off. 2 targets.
I'm here.
You can sprint further for distance here.
Okay.
Three targets.
Commander.
Yeah, I can clear the entire mountain if I use the jump jets. Right.
Waiting on
Drill
you,
bit.
Commander.
God, even the Irby isn't far enough forward. Jump in and then jump across the city. Yeah, 4 contacts. Alright, so it's another full lance coming in. And this looks like a full lance of mechs, not vehicles. Alright, so now I have eyes. What do we got? We have a wasp, a stinger.
Engaging target.
We got a hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage.
Kill some of the wasp's
detected.
mobility.
Hey. Engaging. Jump jet. If you say so.
Right, structure exposed.
Damage looks light, Commander.
Right, what are the other 2? Another wasp and a spider. Alright, so nothing, I suppose
Yeah.
it's only a fairly low-rated mission. I would have expected something heavier somewhere in here, though. I don't really want to land on top of that building.
Firing up the jump jets. Guess I'll give it to him then.
Okay. This next turn is where we're going to do all the damage to this lance.
What can I do for you? Taking the high road.
Alright. There's 2 charges. I probably... Yeah, probably should have fired this second, but we'll see how it goes. No, we're going to miss. Okay, that was, yeah, sort of expected. I should have cycled the Irby in last. You got the rootinous, tootinous mech warrior in the periphery there. I think the mods added a few new sound files in for a couple of the mech warriors as well. There's a couple that I've heard on the other campaign that I'm running that which way to go with you? That I haven't heard before. Yeah, we'll do this. Alright, this is going to make a mess.
Engaging jump jets.
No, we won't do the
All
precision. We'll
weapons
just fire.
committed. Enemy mech.
Really? I was
Critical
expecting a hell of a lot
damage
more than
detected.
that. I know Tex is in one of these mods. Well, if he is, I haven't heard. I would recognize that
Warning.
voice. I haven't run into
Armor
him yet.
breached. Internal
It's
damage.
kind of
No.
fantastic that he's in here, though. I didn't realize that. Now I must find Tex. First, I've got to find out if he's in this mod, and if he is, I need to find him. I've got to add him to my collection, because Tex is just freaking awesome.
Copy that. Firing
Finally.
outward.
Alright. Wasp is out of play.
Enemy down.
Either this, BT Advanced 3062, or Rogue Tech. Well, yeah, those are the three big
Damage
conversion
minimal.
mods. Well, not conversion mods, the expansion mods, rather. The plan is, once I've played through this all the way up to the FedCom Civil War, is I'm actually going to start a new playthrough in BattleTech Advanced 3062, so I can play through the entire
I'm
timeline
listening.
between, 3025 all the way to about 3100 on stream. At least that's the grand master plan of all this. You...
I'm going. Ah! I think I hit something special there.
I thought so too. Maybe there were extras in the source files that the modders have unlocked. It's possible, or they might possibly have just added entirely new voices. I mean, once you've got the files opened up and you can actually have a look, you can see how many individual lines each pilot has, and roughly what they say for each line. And once you've got that blueprint and you know where the files are meant to go, it's easy enough to get anybody to record a new set of voice lines and then put them in and just keep copying the sequence and just add new ones for the randomizer to actually pull out.
Waiting for orders.
It might be a little bit more complicated if you're going to put in a specific, wanted to put a specific voice line to a specific pilot and actually create a custom pilot. But otherwise, it should be pretty straightforward because all these pilots are randomly generated.
Don't need to tell me twice. Got it. And there's more where that came from.
Right, so you're on full evasion. Neither of these two are. Alright, we're going to deal with this wasp first, the one that we haven't actually damaged. Just because we can cripple it, actually, we might actually do a precision strike on it and just chew out its back.
All weapons committed.
There we go. I think that one's out of play now.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Looking at the interwebs, seems it's BTA and Rogue Tech, but not this. Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
I'm here.
Oh, well, I'll be getting onto BTA at some point in the future anyway, so... I will find Tex
Copy.
and have him in my lance eventually.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Damn it. I was hoping you'd eject then.
Commander.
Alright. I need you gone. Thank you.
Dropped him.
And he did it as Grandpa Tex. Cerberus in this playthrough and Marvel in the last of the same voice line. She's saying lines I've never heard before. Think the same for Drill Bit Glitch. Yeah, that's entirely possible as well.
What can I do for you?
There might have been extra stuff in there. Or they might have... it depends on how far they got into it. Like, I don't know how much went into these mods. It's entirely possible they just asked for new voice lines from the original voice actors as well. Like, I imagine they would have just been, you know, run-of-the-mill...
Moving out.
whoever voice actors. And I have heard of some mods doing that before. Tracking down the original voice actors and saying, hey, do you want to do a few extras for us?
Take this!
Alright, 10
Mission
turns.
successful.
Damn it, we didn't get to wipe out both Lancers, but we stopped them dead. Oh. I may actually need to take a break here for a second, guys, and just grab a drink. Yeah. Alright, so defend the facility. Contract payment increased by 10%. Ensure all buildings survive. Contract payment increased by 20%. Drop cost duct by... Yep, and destroy the Vanguard. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of extra cash there. 343, which is nice. Looks like the lead splitter is going to need some repairs again, but it shouldn't be anything too major. It looks like just armor on the back. Everyone else is okay. And we do have 2 here for salvage options. Best options. Alright, so these are all pretty trash in general. And there's nothing that's really rocking my world in the weapons department. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the Wasp, just because we've already got 3 parts for that, so that's something we can sell. And I'm going to grab one of the Locusts, because we've got 2 parts for the Locust. If we pull this piece in the random roll, we actually get 2 mechs to sell, and we'll make another 300,000-ish roughly. And both Locusts. And we got the Stinger as well. Got the LRM-20, SRM-2, SRM-6, and some extra SRM ammo. Okay. 2.4, and we're going to have 2 completed mechs that we can sell off. Man, internet picked a great time to just drop. Welcome to my world, Australian internet. This is just what I suffer. Don't worry about making us wait or anything. Take care of yourself and drink the fucking water. Yes, I'll go grab a drink once I've got these mechs sorted out. I'll only be a couple of minutes. Alright, so... Yep, we've only got the 1L Wasp to actually build, and we're going to sell it straight away because I have no interest in having it. Locust. We are going to build the 1E because it's worth more. 4 parts in 1. God, we must... How come we haven't already built a mech? That's 5 parts. We only need 4 for a mech. Okay, maybe I might have got the numbers wrong. Okay. Regardless, we'll build that 1E because it's worth more, and we're going to sell it as well straight away. So that gets us over 2 million, so we are doing okay with money now. So let's go straight to engineering and blow it all. 222,000, 1 morale. Thank you very much. We will get that one. Done. Mech bays. So the fire starter's going to need some touching up. 3,900 C-bills in 1 day. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a major issue. We will need put the lead splitter up front though, so make sure she gets built first, and everybody's down for 5 days. Fixed. Alright, so Comstar News Bureau. As the war games Galahad and Thor begin to start up, the various governments remained remarkably complacent where the two exercises were concerned. The DCMS went on alert again, but at a relatively low level, nowhere near as the high alert as in the previous 2 years. The DCMS, Draconis Combine, for those wondering, actually redeployed some of the forces away from the border with the Commonwealth. Ooh, big mistake. Moving them to the border with the Federated Suns because of the increased tempo of activity on that border. The CCAF bolstered local defences in the Tikhonov commonality, but did little more in part because of the significant troop build-up in both Kittery and Zelang. Adding to the laxness of their response, it was the upcoming wedding of Hans Davian and Melissa Steiner. Okay, the designated heir of the Lyrian Commonwealth, a marriage was due to be performed on Terra on the 20th of August 3028. Okay, so it's August that this all kicks off. For those wondering, that's actually an important one. That is when what happens here is we get the essentially the creation of the Federated Commonwealth. So if I open up the star map, this over here is Steiner space. This here, where we are, is Davian space. These two are going to team up in a wedding, and Draconis Combine, who's shuffling the troops around, who's up here, is about to have a really bad day. So yes, that's the divide for all the great houses. And yeah, we are, just so everybody knows exactly where we are right here at the moment, and that's Earth. Comstar controlled Terra. So we're about halfway up the borders for Davian space. California internet is pretty famous for being a monopoly of greedy and fucks, so I sympathise. Yeah, I've heard it's not so much that US infrastructure can't support good internet over there. It's a case of the people running the infrastructure are cunts, essentially. Here, well, we've got the same problem with the people running the infrastructure. Unfortunately, the infrastructure can't handle the internet in the first place, which is why somebody like Elon Musk can sweep through, drop Starlink, and basically take the entirety of rural Australia, which is half of the population, and outperform the internet service that our government's been trying to put in place for... God, how long have they been working on NBN now? Got to be approaching 10 years at this point. Because the joke is that by the time NBN is fully deployed and everybody has access to it, it'll be obsolete and need to be replaced. And it's looking like that's going to be the case. The wedding is the best single event in BattleTech lore. Fight me. I don't know about the best, but it's definitely top 10 material. Definitely, possibly even top 5. I'm not sure what would be above it, but I won't automatically give it a first, but it's up there. Not bad as in the Capellans in percentage of territory. Kurita are about to have a bad day. How sad, anyways. Well, that was actually part of the reason why I started on the Davian side. I figured I'd be up near the border. I know what's coming with the Fourth Succession War. We'll be all set up. We'll get some mechs. This will go really well. And they sport us down in the friggin' periphery, and we've been trying to work our way north to actually get there. And at this point, we're not going to hit the northern border where I want to be to fight the Combine, or fight Kurita, by the time the Fall Succession War kicks off. Although, having said that, it's not like we've got the mechs to actually fight it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I was expecting to have upgrades sooner than this. I'm actually going to let this hold through.
That work order you submitted
there we go.
Is complete.
Alright, so before I go and grab my drink, we now have a complete javelin. Yay! Only problem is, it has no guns, so we've got to give it some. Alright, so hard points on this one. We have just straight missile hard points. That's cool. I can work with that. We are going to want to up armor this, though. What are the SRM6s worth in terms of tonnage? 25? No, I want enough. Small lasers, half a ton each. We've got some smalls. We're going to need some ammo. What do we got? 100 rounds in each bin. And I really want to... Going to drop the arms to 20 because there's nothing in them. Want 15 on the rear. Wow, this thing's really under armored. 20 for the center torso. Drop 15. Tough choice. Keep the small lasers or drop the small lasers so I can fit 2 extra tons of ammunition in. Yeah, I think we drop the smalls. We'd be better off with the extra ammo. With one ton of extra ammo and then actually up armor the rest of the legs. I think 3 tons should be enough. Now, that should be fine on the head with 40. We'll increase the armor. Evenly, because we do... I would rather keep the arms armored. There we go. The arms with some armor on them, because they act as a buffer to protect the side torsos. Now, Alpha Strike generates 24, and we can sink 30 heat straight off the launcher, off the engine. So we're good. I think we're good. Now, so my town in particular, they will not ever get Google Fiber or anything other than Comcast because my conservative town in a liberal state sold the rights to the cable lines to Comcast. Ugh. Ammo? Yeah, I figure 1 ton should be enough. That's 300 rounds of ammunition and 2 SRM6 launchers. If we run 300 rounds through the launchers, the fight's gone on too long and we're missing. Just realised I have the same pedals for flying. How much they were, if I may ask. I'm curious if they undercharged because of Aussie bullshittery. I think I paid about 100 USD, I think. I'll be honest, I cannot remember for the life of me what my pedals were worth when I got them. My pedals are almost retired now. I got them in 2016. They have finally ran into... Actually, they ran into it about 6 months ago. For the last 6 months, anytime you see me flying on joystick, I'm actually using twist on the Virpil stick. I'm not using the rudder pedals anymore, and that's because the actual axes for the rudder pedals failed. I still use the pedals at the moment because the toe brakes work. So I can still use the toe brakes, which is important for taxiing. In fact, I can't taxi well without having toe brakes. It gives me the shits. But I have to use twist for rudder at the moment while I'm flying. I do need to get new rudder pedals. I just haven't had the money because life keeps eating all my cash. And I haven't decided exactly what rudder pedals to get anyway. Alright, we're going to go with that. We'll go with that. 8 days, 2,300 credits, and we should have a pretty good little skirmisher.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Do keep in mind if the ammo does cook off in the legs, it's going to be hamstrung. And you with the SRM's range is a big deal, so having issues gap closing may be a problem. Yeah, but that's always going to be an issue. There's no avoiding that, Sol. And, like, yes, if the ammo does cook off in the legs, the mech's going to be hamstrung. If the ammo cooks off in the torso, the mech's going to be dead. It'll blow the weapon systems out, halve the firepower, destroy all the armor and protections on it. Because this is running in Simulation Plus, it'll also blow most of the reactor shielding off when the side torsos go. Because part of the reactor shielding is hidden in the side torsos, which means the mech will immediately start overheating and has the chance to go critical. So it doesn't really matter where you put the ammunition. The legs is the safest place to place it, because the worst comes to worst, you lose a leg and you're unable to move. That's why I move all of my ammunition to the legs, because if any part of the mech is going to be destroyed, the leg is the one place that doesn't... It wrecks your mobility, but it doesn't necessarily prevent you from continuing combat. If something blows up in the torso, you're rooted. Yeah, it's a good point. Didn't know that about the side torsos. Yeah, the Simulation Plus, well, even in regular gameplay, even in vanilla, you set a torso, there's a functioning fission reactor inside of it. If it gets destroyed, the mech's gone. The only protection that has, the side torsos and the arms, and this is why I put armor back on the arms, are essentially buffers to that. If you lose that arm and that side torso, it doesn't matter what status the rest of the mech in, any attacks from this side are going straight into the reactor and straight into the internals, so the internal structure. So you want to make sure there's no way of easily having these components destroyed. And the easiest way to open up the torso on a mech that's fairly well armored, if you're targeting AI, is, like, say something like a Hunchback. And I used to make this mistake, and I think this works in MechWarrior 5 as well. Don't target the side when you're facing something like a Hunchback. Don't target the side that's got the big gun. Target the opposing torso, because all the ammunition that feeds that big gun, the big gun is in the right torso, all the ammunition's in the left torso. Shoot the left torso, and the whole mech just goes up. It's like a giant firework. And it blows the torso to pieces. You can hop and still fight like a pirate. Yep, that's the basic theory. Like, it's nice to have your legs, but so long as I've got lots of really big guns, I can deal with only having one. It feels like it's a pretty safe blanket statement usage. Typically, the only things I ever put in the ammo are heavily in the torso are mechs that are well armored, and if it does end up cooking off in the torso, the mech's non-combat operation way before that. Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. Even on assault mechs, do not put the ammunition in the torso, because all you need is one critical to slip past the armor, and you can torch an Atlas instantly that might otherwise be able to fight. Put it in the legs. The only one you can avoid on that is if you've got a Gauss rifle, put the ammunition wherever you want. Gauss rifle can't be destroyed. It doesn't explode, because it's just a solid metal slug. There's no chemical propellant or anything else, or explosive or anything else in it. So Gauss rifle ammo is completely fine to put wherever you want. So that's the only ammo I'll willingly stick in torsos. Other than that, the other thing to do is if you're on an energy mech, You're probably aware of this one, but maybe not. And it depends on what rule sets. I'm actually not sure how it works in this one, so it might be the case here because they have tried to follow the tabletop rules a lot. If you're running an energy mech, try and put the heat sinks in the legs. Because if you have the mech standing in water, the heat sinks actually get higher efficiency and they'll bleed heat faster. So if you have a heavy energy mech with heat sinks in the legs and then you stick it in a lake, it'll bleed heat at like 25 or 50% higher than above normal rates. So you can sustain fire for longer. You can basically stand in that puddle and wipe out an enemy lands. I haven't gotten to non-end game for any non-vanilla content. Hopefully it will change that. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they're probably defaulted to TT rules for the majority. Yeah, they've changed a lot of the rules in this to try and make them closer to the tabletop. A lot of stuff that was originally changed for the PC version. And that's why I've got to relearn some of the rules myself, because some things don't play quite the same in the mod. It's just a matter of working out what they've translated over, what they've left, and what they've sort of created a hybrid out of. Anyways, that is our mech setup, so we're going to be about 8 days out of that one. Now I'm going to step away for just a moment, guys, and grab myself a drink before my voice completely cracks. And then I think we'll do... what time is it? It is 2:37. I think I'll do one more battle, and then I'm going to call it a night. So I will be right back.
This is an all-ship announcement. As a reminder, pets are not allowed aboard the Argo. If you're out on shore leave and you see something fluffy, enjoy it there, in its native habitat. It doesn't belong on a dropship. Acknowledged. Approach time 4-1.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Oh, sorry about that. I needed that though. Alright, headphones back in so I can actually hear what the hell is going on. Right. I had no idea about that. What does it have to do with the water effect or the heat sinks being in the water? It's the heat sinks being in the water. They dissipate heat faster than they would in the air. So, Unfortunately, it doesn't work in MechWarrior 5. MechWarrior 5 doesn't even model atmospheric conditions half the time, which is why your heat generation on those volcanic maps isn't actually a whole lot different to your heat generation on any other map. I'm kind of hoping the MercTech mod changes that, to be perfectly honest. But in BattleTech, it does appear to make a difference. So at least, very least, the water does. And it's worth experimenting with it with the rules, because that is a tabletop rule. Alright. 1 day for the lounge upgrade, 8 days for the javelin, financial report in 13 days, and it is 2:41 in the morning, so it is time for us to pick up another contract and get this moving along. Right, so we have supply lines. Battle urban environment, 1.5 skulls. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do that just to see whether or not we can get a decent mech out of it. Capture base. B-team. This will be the last mission we do before we leave this planet, I think. Battle in the polar region. 1.5 skulls for the Capellans against pirates, and it's a transfer off world. That might be the one to take. It looks like I don't want to do B team now, although I could do it. Yes, actually no, we can do this one. We can do this one, and we can rest 8 days while we get the javelin set up, and then I can take the javelin into the next mission, which is 1.5 skulls, and see whether or not we can actually pull some mechs. So that should work. 250, we get a 2.8 selection. We can go to 314. Yeah, no, 250 with a 2.8 will put us over 2 million again. Pirates are not particularly happy with us, but that's to be expected, and we don't need them to be happy with us anymore because we've got access to the black market already. All right, so Claymore and the lead spitter is probably the best way to do this. And our mech lineup: we have a Commando, a Panther, and an Urban-mech. 2231, 3221, and 1213. Oh god, the Urban-mech's going to be fucking useless. Okay, a 1 gunnery pilot driving a mech that only has 2 weapons. What could possibly go wrong? In tabletop, the submerged heat sinks work twice. In this, it doesn't do that. Okay, so they haven't implemented that in yet. It just has a flat reduction for being in water regardless of heat sinks. Okay, that's kind of disappointing. I was sort of hoping they would have put those tabletop rules in. I feel like it may be easier to model atmospheric effects for a turn-based game versus a fully 3D game by MechWarrior 5. Nope, it would absolutely not be any easier or more difficult. Because they're not having to model wind or sun or ambient temperature. On MechWarrior 5, MechWarrior 5 isn't a simulator on that kind of a level. Literally all they have to do is, on this map, put a percentage base, if let's say on a standard map on a Terran world, just like an Earth-like world, your heat generation is 100% of what it should be. And then have a simple modifier, so when you're on this planet with this type of in this type of biome, heat generation is plus 25%. When you're on this type, it's negative 30%. That's all they would have to do. But that's not done at all. It would simply be a percentage change. That's all this does.
Command interface initiated.
And that would be the only meaningful effect in MechWarrior 5, but that's just another thing that they never did. All we gotta do is walk and stand around. Job sounds like bullshit to me. I want to learn how to shoot, not stand around. This is the noobs having a bitch. It's confirmed the base is undefended, Commander. Move up to this location. You should be able to get eyes on the base. There's no way knowing this base is undefended. Can we blow up some of the buildings?
I'm ready to fight, Commander.
Alright, so we have guano, we have stubble, and we have pontoon. We don't have Burger Time. Burger Time's one of the other names that occasionally pops up in these.
I'm going.
Right. So ideally you would do it by adding a percentage modifier and then add exceptions for areas such as hot zones and water zones in BattleTech. Yeah, pretty much. And the thing is, and this is the bit that is why I it's another thing that annoys me about MechWarrior 5. They do this in MechWarrior 4. They also do this in MechWarrior 3. And if you want to roll the clock all the way back to buddy 1994, they did it in MechWarrior 2 as well. MechWarrior 5 is the first MechWarrior game since 1992 to not have ambient temperature modeling. Just let that roll around for a moment. The game MechWarrior 2 from 1992 had ambient temperature modeling, but MechWarrior 5 from 2019, December 2019, basically a 2020 release game, didn't. Ah, it just frustrates me so they miss so many opportunities.
Roger that.
Actually, might as well ask chat. Oh, bases up ahead. Looks like our employee wasn't in kidding. It was empty. Okay, that sucks. Can we shoot some of the buildings anyway? Huh? Picking up engine signatures, boss. I'm guessing those aren't friendlies. They'll be heading your way. Okay, yes, we have mechs coming in, of course. I was actually going to bring this up here. I've been trying to find somebody.
I'm your spaniel.
In the DCS modding community. I figure I might as well ask. I was trying to keep it relatively low down, but I haven't found anybody yet. I had an idea a while back. If you'd seen... somebody did a 3D model for essentially a Tyrannosaur that could walk around inside of DCS. And I was trying to work out if I could... like, trying to find a modder that... what we were discussing before about ripping 3D models... ripping a 3D model out of MechWarrior 5 or out of MechWarrior Online. I'd prefer it to be a Timberwolf just as a test, just because, you know, it's a Timberwolf. And then putting it in DCS and animating it so it would walk. At scale. I want to try and find somebody who can do that. So if anybody knows anybody who is into DCS modding, who might have some idea on actually how to make that work, because that's beyond my capabilities to do myself, unfortunately. But I would like to give that a shot. And I know it's possible to do, because I've flown TIE Fighters, X-Wings, and A-Wings around a Star Destroyer floating above above Las Vegas in DCS before. I've dog fought the Empire in an F-18 versus TIE Defenders. This is possible. I just don't know how to do it myself. I'm going to keep these guys grouped relatively tightly together.
Copy that, Commander.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care so much on the I must be in charge of project or anything like that. I'm just wondering if I can find somebody who sort of gets the idea and goes, hey, that could be really cool. You know, just model in a couple of the guns that are already pre-existent in DCS. You know, a couple of 23mm into the weapon slots. You know, maybe mount some AIM 9Xs in the shoulder pods. You know, nothing too flash. and have the 3D model walking around and see whether or not you could actually... Well, what does it look like in an actual simulator, having an actual scale-referenced battle mech inside of an urban environment that's actually designed to look like a genuine urban environment because it's a copy of something that's real in a full-on simulator. What does that look like? Because that is my ultimate mech warrior game. I've said it on stream before. My ultimate mech warrior game is finding somebody, a developer, that will lean full-on into the simulation sides of things. You know, all the way. I'm not sure what you're doing there. And we've... Oh no, he's just sort of hanging about, and I can't see anybody else. No, there's one. There is one there. I almost lost that contact behind the building. Alright, so we got one coming down this side, and we have a mech on the other side. Best way...
I'm ready.
Yes, Commander.
I'm going to jump the urban mech up onto the platform to move into the base. Damn, you can stand in sewage for cooling on this map? Yeah. Any liquid will do.
Yes, Commander.
You're inside of a sealed cockpit with an environmental control system. You don't care what it smells like. That's somebody else's problem. That's the mech tech's problem. They're the ones who've got to wash it. Alright. This is really awkward because this guy's sitting back here. He's going to have a long angle of fire. I think we're going to have to jump over and actually deal with the other one first. We might not have a choice.
Lifting off.
Just because the other one's not closing. Would you be open to DMing me on Twitter and somewhat formative list of what you want? Honestly, I'm just that lazy to copy-paste it. Just for a start, it doesn't need to be a big list. Just for a start, is it possible to get a player-controllable battle mech into DCS that can walk? So it's animated to walk. That's it, just for a start. Anything else beyond that is just, that would be really cool. But... just being able to have one walk around at scale, obviously, which actually shouldn't be too difficult in DCS, because everything within DCS is to scale because of, you know, obviously you got to do the simulated aircraft. So if you know the dimensions of the aircraft, scaling a mech should be really easy because all of their dimensions are pretty well known. You just pull them off Sana. You know, height and feet, inches, but in meters, centimeters, and millimeters, they're pretty detailed on it. Poor mech tags, hopefully they at least get dental and insurance. Well, once I've earned enough, yeah, I generally treat them well.
Commander?
Although, having said that, I'm pretty sure I went to throw one of them out of an airlock in my last playthrough in vanilla. But to be fair, he welded shit on my mech and damaged my stuff. That's an OS Scout. Okay. And we got a Javelin coming in. These things are pricks to deal with. I hate these things.
Commander?
Commander?
Alright. The best way to do this. That'll get us within range. Just gonna have to peel it off the old-fashioned way.
All weapons committed.
Oh, they got an urban mech as well.
Warning. Armor low.
Is it possible to get a player-controlled mech that is animated to walk? That sound about right. I'm pretty rusty in transcribing, so I don't know if I missed anything. No, that's it. That's it. That's all I'm after at
I'm
the moment.
receiving you.
How are we going to hit you? This is a really bad lineup for taking these down because it's going to take... The only mech that can reliably take more than one pip a turn is my Firestarter. Because nobody else has... Well, I suppose technically the Ubermech could.
I await your command.
Yeah, technically the Ubermech
Waiting
can
for
as
orders.
well. But that's it, and that's assuming I can get close enough to do that. You lose one pip from melee, and then one pip from the secondary weapons firing automatically in the melee attack.
Reporting major armor loss. Waiting for orders.
Yeah, this is a really shit lineup of mechs.
I'm here.
Got a high shoot down. The javelin first.
And here it comes. Take that.
These things are annoying because they're a 30-ton scout mech that actually has a surprisingly large amount of armor. They don't have a lot of weaponry. Look at them, they're friggin' ugly looking things too. They don't have a lot of weaponry, but what they can do is they have an AoE sensor lock. Once they're in range like they are now, it can AoE sensor lock all of my mechs instantly. And sensor lock I think removes 2 evasion pips. So I can't keep evasion on any of my mechs while it's around, and it can run around keeping up 3 evasion at all times and basically keep me constantly sensor locked and all of my damage modifiers shafted, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Got it.
That'll keep me on 3. Hit the javelin again. Right leg destroyed. Fucking Ubermechs.
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury.
The one mech that can pull 2 points off reliably, and they just blew its leg off.
Orders?
So now I do not. Don't miss, Stubble.
Confirmed. The Cobra strikes.
Standing by.
I wouldn't call it a thump gun from hell. It's just it's just an AC-10 and it's a light mech. It's just occasionally... The fuck are you doing? Why didn't I get to shoot? Yeah, occasionally it just punches a hole through whatever it hits.
Battle mech operational.
It's annoying that I don't seem to get as lucky as I would like with it.
Engaging jump jets.
And that was the of all the mechs here, that was the one mech I didn't want that to happen to. Because yeah, that's gonna fuck my pilot. My accuracy's gonna be down to shit.
All weapons committed.
Hot damn, let's do this.
And I no longer have the mobility to be able to pull the 2 pips.
They're getting an angle on me.
Good to go.
Fucking commando, no jump jets.
On it.
Do something useful. Go kill the fucking urban mech.
I live to serve.
Alright.
I'm here.
I'm gonna do pontoon in the urban mech and get it to melee the javelin just to remove
Target
pips
him
on
for
it.
physical attack.
Now laser fires.
Critical hit, Commander.
Right. Now it moves and it's going to get all the evasion pips back again. Fuck it. It's only on 2 actually, so this is okay. Yet go for that angle.
Leg damaged. Speed reduced.
Yeah, I know, computer. Shh. Finally, alright, javelin's out of play.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Ready for orders.
Urban mech has no... I don't really trust your ability to hit the broadside of a bomb. We'll try a precision strike on the urban mech. Because it's got no evade. Oh, it's only got 1.
Firing all weapons.
Hey, maybe.
Mech warriors, show them what you got. Orders.
No. That's gonna be as close as I can get. Structure exposed on the arm, so that's something there.
Got it, Commander.
Left torso destroyed, left arm destroyed.
Critical hit, Commander.
Waiting for orders.
Right.
-4.
-1 evasion. At the very least, the jump jets on the fire starter are still letting me bounce around. Otherwise, I'd be completely rooted.
Ready.
Looks like I can get 2 most.
Affirmative.
The urban mech from behind again. Come on, break that gun. No, no break on the gun.
Watch the flank. Can't take much more of that. I'm here.
Commander. All weapons are go.
Engine destroyed. Okay, that gets the AC-10 out of play.
Enemy destroyed.
Waiting for orders.
Pontoon. Pacify the area around the base. It doesn't say anything about not destroying the base. 150, ah, it's too high. Damn it, we can't do that.
Fire in. That's a miss.
A good trick when you've got,
Engaging
damn it, I think I took that, oh no, your angle should be fine. Good trick when you're in city environments. If they're jumping on top of buildings and generally being an evasive pain in the ass. That's what I tend to do with my larger mechs, is just blow the building that they're standing on out from underneath them. And it damages both their legs as they fall and takes away all their evasion for the rest of the turn.
I'm losing armor bad.
Well, that may have hit a plane overhead. Yeah, these guys are not great. As I said, that Irby pilot's got one gunnery, so if he can hit anything, it's impressive.
On my way. Giving in everything I've got. Scored a critical hit.
Standing by. Roger.
There's another shot screaming off into the sky.
I'm ready.
Alright, stubble. You're going to want minimum, so there you go. Just twist you around.
Affirmative. Target's taking a critical hit.
And now Claymore. That's not going to be the right spot. I need... That should be the spot. Right into the rear arc. Point blank range with all of the machine guns in the world and all of the evasion bonuses taken. We're going to do a precision shot right in the back of the reactor. And that was not enough to get through the armor. Just enough to make it knock it over.
Standing by.
Up the building.
Warning. Stability lost.
Oops.
Reporting.
No dropship inbound for landing. That was certainly experience. Hazard pay for this kind of a mission.
Mission
Okay,
successful.
cool. Mission complete. Dropped the building with my fire starter standing on top of it on one leg, and I think I just damaged the other one. So that's going to need some repairs. Alright, so I don't care about them, I only care about this one. Oh, it's not too bad, it didn't break through the armor. Still got to bolt a leg onto it though. Alright, so Javelin, we have no parts. Urban Mech, we have one. And the Os Scout, we have none as well. AC-10 spare, how many do we have? We have none. We should probably grab the AC-10. We have 4 spare SRM-6s. Suppose we can grab the Os Scout part just because it's a mech part and it's 35 tons. We might be able to put together something out of it and sell it at some point. Alright, so we got the Javelin piece as well, medium laser, and we picked up the SRM-6, as well as some various other junk, jump jets. 4 jump jets and a heatsink. Alright, so now we have to run repairs on the mech, and I think we're just about done with this planet. It's just about time for us to start heading north. Gonna need mech repairs. Yes, we know this. Mech bay. Right. Hopefully this won't be too difficult. Alright, so we lost MG ammo in that leg when it went. Ah, hang on. Wrong part. Tried to put an MG in the leg rather than the ammunition for it. There we go. Okay, 3 days, 48,000. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I can deal with that.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Right, that's it. Javelin is 8 days. Lead spitter will be 11. Right, so we'll wait 11 days. That'll get our new mech up. And that brings us to this one. Now, this could go all sorts of wrong. Trying to safely transport injured personnel to one of our facilities on St. Ives. Unfortunately, satellite surveillance has shown pirate units operating in this region. We're expecting to move our medical convoy through. We need a mercenary lance to sweep the area and eliminate any pirate units. Please think of this contract as a mission of mercy. I'm concerned about this one, but I want to do this one before we go. Alright, Argo Upgrade Lounge will be done in 1 day.
Those upgrades you asked for
Cool.
are online, Commander.
Coupling unit. You receive a call from Dr. Murad. Commander, the Argo is testing me. I have a negative reading in one of our rotational assembly coupling joints. It's not repaired quickly. It'll shut down our grav modules. Our problem joint is near the reactor shielding. It's very hard to reach place. I can try to patch around it, but I'm not sure that'll work. What I'd prefer to do is have someone go EVA and perform the repair. Drillbit has plenty of experience with external ship work and is ready to attempt the fix. Now, it's a bit risky, and I know how you value your mech warriors. I'd like your call before I authorize the repair. Allow Dr. Murad to borrow my mech warrior. Later that week, Dr. Murad's voice calmly flows through the speakers on your desk. Drillbit did it, Commander, and she's back safe and sound. The Argo did not defeat me yet. No lasting consequences. Okay, so no negative. That's good. No negative, problem fixed. I was a little concerned there. 1 and...
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
9 days until Claymore's available again. Damn it. Which means I'm going to be down one of my ace pilots as well. Or my best pilot at this point. So all mechs are up. Mech warriors. Who have we got?
What now?
Cerberus, Drillbit, Hulk, and Relentless. At least they're all 4 gunnery. Anybody got enough points to go to 5? No.
Waiting for orders.
Drillbit could. Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to do that build though? Next pub of this mech warrior game, 1 bonus evasion charge after moving can exceed the unit's maximum. If the move is not a sprint, jump, or charge to melee, the mech also gains entrenched. Not sure which way to go with this. Yeah, actually, no, we will. We'll take multi. what I'll do with Drillbit
Training complete.
is I'll go a multi-shot pilot build.
Yeah?
Because we're going to be using light mechs for longer in this campaign. So actually going heavily into the evasion side with pilot is actually going to work. The bulk builds are actually more set up for larger mechs later, which is fine for my pilot. I might be doing a little bit too early with Claymore, but that's what that build is for. Hulk kind of needs to go the piloting route whether she likes it or not, because she's got the tendency to eject from her mech if she gets knocked over, which is a problem. You might do the same.
Reporting.
Get a +1 health on
Training confirmed, Commander.
Relentless.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do the same. We'll take 5 on both.
Mech Warrior training
Those two can go the
complete.
same way. Alright. Negotiate. Now we got 1 point. 300,000. It's going to be 315, and that'll be 373. So this will actually cover the month expenditures on its own. We're only going to have a 1.6, but it's a 2. Yeah, this one, we're over 2 million. This one we will sink everything into salvage because it is a skull-and-a-half mission. Hopefully, we'll get some decent mech bits out of this. I hope. Lead splitter. We want the assassin on 2. We're going to put the javelin on 3 and finish up with the falcon, which is actually not a terrible lineup overall. Cerberus in the... Cerberus's bonuses are for the... if wants to bring him up. Yeah, comfortable in the assassin. Drillbit's set up for the urban mech. Urban mech, falcon, and wasp. Alright, so Drillbit can drive the lead spitter then. Hulk can drive the javelin, and Relentless can drive the falcon. Okay, that will have to do us.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Alright, so this will be our last round for the night, guys. I'm sure you're noticing I'm fading a little bit here. So I just want to complete this one as a final one because that's the planet nice and tight and we can work out where we're going to go next. Alright. Come on, load them up, load them up. The mod doesn't do wonders for the load times on this. There we go.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, first round with the javelin. Finally got a decent mech to replace the urban mech with. Pirate units were spotted. Move forward and we make contact and clear them out.
Shooting buildings is fun. They can't run away.
Alright, so we've only got 1 lance marked here. Destroy pirate units. So that's only indicating 1 lance. We're not getting a secondary objective, which would indicate 2, which is nice.
Moving out.
Copy.
That
Moving.
way.
I understand.
for you.
So they are around here somewhere. There's one just hitting off the back of the building here. I almost missed that. Alright, so easiest way to get you to reveal yourself. Although I suppose if we get close enough, we can jump in on top of it.
Coordinates received.
Second target. Come on, be something big.
I'm here.
Assassin's actually not going to be able to jump all that far. Keep the assassin slightly out of line of sight. It doesn't have as much armor as the Firestarter, so I don't want it tanking. Interesting, this one here doesn't appear to be trying to move at all. Now the Javelin's armor,
Roger
upgraded
that.
as we've got it now, should be okay, at least for a light. Should be able to take a couple of decent
Awaiting
hits.
orders. Here we go.
Alright. Come on. Come around so we can get a look at you. That wasn't neither of them moving. So there's a third mech over here. Third mech tracking its way around.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. We can hit there. Alright, come on, big roll. Take the arm straight
Firing
off it.
everything I've got. Yeah, critical hit.
Damn it, not enough. There's a fourth. Okay, we've got a fourth mech up on the platform with us here that's going to be
Hey.
coming. That's going to block there. Okay.
Okay. Targeting. For now to strike.
Damn it. 2 attacks. Two Urbamex.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Now the downside of the
I'm telling
Javelin
it,
is
yes,
no
I
jump
am.
jets on this build. The upside is it's really bloody fast.
I don't like how this is going.
You have orders?
Alright, Falcon. Need you to jump in right there. And have
Here
another
we
crack at
go.
that thing's arm as well. I want that autocannon gone.
Target confirmed.
Upper leg actuator destroyed.
Scored a critical hit.
And a Vindicator. Oh, Jesus Christ. And Stinger. Alright, so I want that. We have nowhere near skilled enough
Good to
teams to be
go.
able to easily recover that, but I do want that. This is a bad place for us to be in at the moment, actually.
Commander.
What's the plan?
Alright, one of them dealt with.
Tango down.
Stinger I'm less concerned with, as it destroys my upper
One
leg
more shot
actuator
like that,
and destroys
and
one of
I'm
my
dead.
jump jets.
Waiting on you, Commander.
It's alright, I didn't need any of that rear armor anyway. Right.
I hear ya.
From the rear side, this will work.
Uh-huh.
Melee the urban mech,
Going
and
toe
then
to
hit it with
toe.
the MGs. Nowhere near as many hits there as I would like, and it jumps and immediately picks up its evasion tips again. That seems to be a thing.
Standing by.
Poor timing on my behalf.
Roger that.
We will... go for the urban mech.
I'm listening. Confirmed. Firing at him.
Come on, Neck Warriors. It's go time.
Right, so everything is now gone.
Good to go.
Right here.
Let's get Hulk up there again. Got a decent angle where we're not going to have a... There. Right there. Hulk and the
Affirmative.
Javelin will have clear line of sight on the urban mech from that position.
Here goes everything.
Right, that gets rid of the gun.
Scored a
AC-10's
critical
out of
hit.
play.
How might I help? Locked on for physical attack.
Structure exposed. Whoa, okay. Ammo explosion off the melee. Alright, I'll
That
take it.
would be a kill.
Somebody had too much ammo in their torso.
Standing
In that
by.
case, we will have drill bit get down there with the lead splitter, a lead spitter. And do the double melee trick. Left leg destroyed. And that's all of the evasion gone.
Should have run when you had the chance.
Yes,
Right.
Commander.
So now, Cerberus. Now the assassin. Vindy seems quite happy standing up there on top of the building.
Engaging. Target destroyed.
55 damage to each leg.
That one was a bad one right there. I hear ya.
Now, Assassin's going to hit on 2, so, ooh, the best way to do. Actually, no, let's not do it that way.
Right here.
We want
Reporting. Yes, Commander.
Falcon to do melee. Foot destroyed, that's cool. Lower leg, right leg destroyed, knocks it down.
Critical hit.
Right, now we want to destroy the other leg.
Copy.
Standing by. Affirm.
What can I do for ya? Got it.
Come on.
Take this.
Fall off the other leg. Jesus, doesn't want to let go.
Commander.
And it looks like I'm going to have to sprint around, which means I am not going to be able to get this turn, but that's okay because I have a precision shot left available. A Vindy would be a nice upgrade for my my lance. We're not going to get the whole thing, but if I can pop the other leg, I should be able to get 2 parts of it.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Reporting.
It's playing hard to get at the moment.
Certainly.
Looks like we might actually end up popping the...
Engaging.
Yeah. Pilot injured. Yeah, there goes the center torso.
That's a kill.
Pirate units have been eliminated. Done.
Mission successful.
Alright, we're going to get 1 part of the Vindy at the very least. It's a shame, that would be a nice mech. Vindys are good. I like Vindys. It was actually one of my biggest complaints about early BattleTech, is the Vindy gets outclassed very quickly. And Vindicators are cool. So only 41 on this one. We got some repairs to do on the Assassin, but pretty much everybody else got out okay. And yeah, only 1 part Vindicator. Take the Sting apart and we'll see what we get out of the random roll. 2-part Stinger. Alright, looks like we've got a new mech that we can sell off just to cover a little bit more cash. Alright. Morning XZ, how's it doing, mate? Alright, I think this one's going to bring it to a close, guys, because I'm really starting to sway a little bit here. So we'll just do the final housekeeping, and then I'll call this stream up, and I'll call this stream to a close. And we'll see about doing another stream possibly tomorrow. Again, another 4-part, 1-part deal going on here. Looks like the Stinger 3G is the more valuable one, so we'll take it. Oh, it's not a lot of difference, and we're just going to sell it straight away. 2.2 million is our current load. Alright, 2 days to financial report. Claymore's out in 6, and we have some quick repairs to do. And then that should be it here. So it needs a refit. I think something was popped. What got popped? Jump jet. That's fair. We got 56 of those available, so 1 jump jet this side. 3 days, 23,000.
Logged and noted.
Time for another ship upgrade. Yes,
be
that's
too hard.
probably one to set off right before we leave. Engineering. What are we going to have?
Engineering, Commander. Happy to be here.
Honestly, probably one of the repair mods. 2,000 tech points. 1,000. That one there. 267,000, and we get 2,000 tech points out of it. 20 days. That's relatively cheap.
Roger
That's
that,
the one we
Commander.
want.
I'll get the crew moving.
So we get some start fixing up our repair times on our mechs. So it takes too long to fix them and repair them and refit them. Alright, so that one's done. Now the last thing I wanted to check is actually the last section down here. Fort Observers. Because this includes our travel expenditures, and it's 20 days. This increased activity from the pilots, pirates near several priority facilities suggests a strike is coming soon. 1.5 battle in a polar region. Well, we cleaned up a 1.5 then, so this may not be a bad idea. And they're offering 644 and 3 over 14. Yeah, it's 20 days. Yeah, we might as well take it, although I'm not entirely sure exactly where we're going there, other than it's likely going to be in Capellan space. I did want to stay in Davian space, it just means we're going to work our way back out. But a small jump across the border shouldn't be too much of an issue, and it's targeting pirates, which I don't care about. We can kill pirates all day long. So I will negotiate for this one. And it's going to be 20 days. So 2.8, our current expenditures are 315, 351. This mission will actually pay for the next month expenditures, even though we're not going to have a huge window, because we've got a 20-day transit to get there. So that'll work.
Roger that, Commander.
We'll accept that.
Engines primed. All hands prepare for transition to thrust gravity.
Alright, there we go.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
You don't want to start an international incident? Oh, I want to start all the international incidents. And yeah, 315 out, so we're down to 1.6. But this mission should pump us back over 2, and then we'll have a window, I think, of about 8 to 10 days that we should be able to execute another mission in there to make bonus on top of that. So we actually make our money back up. Hopefully this planet will actually have some decent missions on it.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Alright, Assassin's ready. 8 days until Claymore's up and running.
Docking sequence commencing.
Jump.
Undocked from junction.
I love watching these clips. These are just really nicely done. The workmanship in this game is really good. God, I hope they do another one. They better bloody do another one. Especially with the popularity of the tabletop coming back. They really need to lean into that. So, Comstar News. Perhaps the most important social event until the time... Pardon me. Perhaps the most important social event until that time occurred on Terra, on the 20th of August, 3028. Hans Davian married Melissa Steiner. The leader of every successor state was there, including the aides, heirs, and other VIPs. At the wedding reception, Hans Davian uttered one of the most quoted lines in the Innosphere history. "My dear, I give you the Capellan Confederation." And with those words, Operations Galahad and Thor had become large-scale invasions of the Capellan Federation and the Draconis Combine. The Lyrian Commonwealth attacks have been reported on the planets Buckminster, Vega, Alhalla, Camillin, Dosed, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Hyperion, Jaboka, Candace, Corbula, Ko, Marfik, I'm not sure, Ramsu, Sabek, yeah, so on, and so on. Multiple worlds. It has been further reported that they quickly conquered the planets Harvest, Moritz, and New Caledonia and Wheel. This has been a CBN July broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth succession war has commenced. I don't quite understand this game. What's the story of the game? Oh, God. Oh, God. Wow, that's a really deep lore well to drop at the end of the stream, XZ. Okay, so... how do I describe this in short term? Alright, BattleTech is basically a post-apocalyptic universe. Humanity reached out to the stars. We built a star civilization. There's about 1,000 years worth of stuff I'm going to skip over here just to get up to the establishment of the Star League. The Star League was, if it'll let me get into navigation,
Support normal activity.
All of this space, all those different coloured zones, basically the border around the outside here, all of this was the inner sphere, the Star League. So this was one gigantic interstellar empire that was ruled from Earth, which is all the way down here in the center. No, it's in here. It is in here somewhere. No, that's Haddings. Oricon, there. Terra, there's Earth, right in the center of it all. Okay, so that's your big interstellar empire. And all was well and good for a few hundred years. 500, 600 years, somewhere around there. Inner sphere built up to a golden age of mankind, and everything was going well and wonderful. And then a few factions got together, one of them being Comstar, a bunch of arseholes, and killed the royal family that ruled it all. I'm keeping things short and simple here. And as a result, the entire inner sphere fractured into each of these basically great houses. And they've been warring ever since. The first succession war lasted over 100 years and led to entire sections of space being nuked, as in planets. There is, I'm not sure if they're actually going to have them modeled here because this is a mod and they've moved the stars themselves, but there should actually be sections in the middle of the Draconis Combine where there's these massive areas where there's no stars. Well, there's stars, but there's no worlds you can travel into, and that's because literally the surface of every single planet inside of the that particular solar system, or the solar systems in there, was nuked so heavily that you cannot live on them or function on them anymore. Whole sections of space were eradicated. Thousands of years of technological development were erased over the years that followed. Then we stopped fighting one another for a little while. And then we got bored of having peace, so we had a second succession war, and we went and fought one another again. And then we got bored of that and decided, no, time to have a little bit of peace again. And then we had a third succession war, and this leads us up to 2028, where we are now, where we've just kicked off the fourth succession war, where the leaders of this section of space and the leaders of this section of space just got married and decided they want full control of that section of space and that section of space, and they're willing to burn an entire universe for it. It's trying to keep it pretty basic here because we don't have a huge amount of time, but that's a general run around of where we're up to. The lore of BattleTech is fucking immense. If you go to a website like Sana is probably the best place to go, really, for an online tool. But every single one of these little dots on the map, and this isn't all of them, by the way, the modded map does not carry every single star system in it. You only get some of them. Because I've already found some that are missing. But every single dot on the map, not just the big ones, the little ones in here too, every single one of those is a star system. Every single one of those star systems has multiple planets. Every single one of those planets has a full and complete back history that covers about 2,000 years of humans interstellar expansion across the entirety of the lore. What would be considered the modern area that most of the stories for BattleTech are told in play over a 100-year period. Every house has its own stories. Underneath each house, there are full stories for each and every single unit, like military unit, from infantry to aerotech fighters to the guys who move jump ships around. There's stories and back histories written into all of it. The lore is as deep or worse or deeper than Warhammer 40k. You can throw yourself into this and you'll never come out. I've been into BattleTech since I was about 13 and I still don't know it all. I've still got to go and look at resources to try and work out bits and pieces.
That work order's complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say so.
Well, Isolated Matrix, all was good for 500 to 600 years. This definitely is fiction. All was good as in the inner sphere wasn't going to collapse in on itself. They still did have the SLDF, the Star League Defense Force, whose primary job was walking around and kicking the teeth in on anybody who decided they were going to try and break the peace. That was the SLDF's job. Just anybody who decided, you know, I don't want to be a part of the inner sphere anymore. I don't want to be a part of the Star League. And then 2 battalions of SLDF would arrive and kick the shit out of everybody on the planet until they changed their mind. That's basically how it worked. 3 more hours of streaming just to answer that question, Muffin Scout, and the rest. It's a getting into the lore of BattleTech. That's a real deep friggin' hole. All right, not yet. We're not going to be doing this. Not going to be doing this contract today. I'm going to bring this all to a close now. All right, so we've got a 12-day window. So what's going to happen in the next stream is we're going to complete this contract. I'm going to have 7 days to rest my pilots and do any repairs that need to be done. And then we're going to have to look and see what other contracts are here. Skull and a Half. I think that's the one we're about to do. Ambush Convoy. There's a Half Skull Assassination mission here. We know what that went like last time. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it looks like we've got a few options here. So we can make a little bit of money, which is good because we're going to need it. The last thing to check before we do anything else, not that I've got a huge amount to spend. I'm buying Blackjacks, Centurion, Crusader. Okay. Little out of my price range, but cool. We've got a 4G Hunchback component. Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, we've only got 1 part for the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, nothing here. We do have black market access. Black Knight. We've got catapult components. That's a complete dragon. 8 million and we can put a dragon on the battlefield. Guillotine, Oscout. They've only got 1 part in stock. They've got a complete mech for a Shadowhawk, but they've only got 1 part in stock, and we've got 2 parts of a Shadowhawk put away. Otherwise, that might be worth the buy. Oh yeah, 7,300,000 to actually buy one that's complete. Parcel mesh. Ooh. Although we've only got 1 part on the Vindy at the moment. Yeah, there's nothing here we can really work around, although there is some triple plus SRM2. We do have a decent supply for everything we need. They've got Gauze ammo here as well. That might almost be worth... What's it worth? 55? I can't really afford the money. I was thinking about buying that for later. Gauze rifle's hard to come across. Gauze rifle ammo is hard to come across. Nothing in here that I can really use as an advantage straight away. But we have some missions to make some money, so that's all we really need. Alright, Somerset Housegull. Play through all of BattleTech history from the 4th Succession Wars to the Clan Invasion as a mercenary mech company. That's what we're doing, Somerset. We started it. I've started in 2028 rather than 2025, which is when BattleTech Vanilla is based. Mainly because we played through the first 2 years over the course of the 2025 main story campaign. So now I'm doing 2028. We're now up to the start of the 4th Succession War, which is going to go for a couple of years. But the plan is to play all the way through to post-Clan Invasion, because this mod's timeline runs out at about 3057 or 3060, just before the start of the FedCom Civil War. Once we've completed the pass-through, or the playthrough to that point, I'm going to uninstall this mod, and I'm going to put on BattleTech Advanced 3062, which is the FedCom Civil War. That's what that mod is about. That's the FedCom Civil War. It's 3062 to 3100. So I'll be playing through 75 years of BattleTech on stream between two mods. That's the plan. So also nukes on nukes on nukes. Yeah, pretty much. Like, this is the part that you need to understand with the BattleTech universe. It is post-apocalyptic. Between the chemical weapons, the biological weapons, and the nukes. In the BattleTech universe, the first Succession War, we literally nuked ourselves into a technological dark age. Most of the battle mechs that are on the fields, people know how to maintain them and they know how to operate them, but they don't know how to build them. You can't build replacements to them, which is why salvaging is such a major part of the BattleTech universe. It's not just for mercenary companies. The great houses salvage their battlefields afterwards to put their mechs back together, because they don't know how to make some. There are some mechs still in production, but there's a lot of mechs that are not. Nobody knows how to build them anymore, because, and it's not just the mech itself that's the problem. You think, oh yeah, if you can fix a mech, you should be able to work out how to build one. That may be true, but the mechs themselves aren't put together by hand. They're put together by large robots and advanced computers that assemble them, like our modern car manufacturing lines. Nobody hand assembles a car nowadays. They're assembled by robots on a production line. The problem is nobody knows how to make the robots for the production line. Nobody knows how to make them function. There are parts of the computers that nobody knows how to build anymore. The technology behind them has been completely lost. The way of operating them and how they function hasn't been, but the actual way that they're manufactured, the miniaturization techniques, have been completely lost, because the facilities that manufactured them got nuked to oblivion. Because if you want to cut off your enemy's ability to build weapons, best thing is to start taking out the key components that they need to build the weapons, rather than trying to take out like the launch facilities. Cut them off at the manufacturing side. And so this is what the entire Innisphere did to itself until it destroyed itself. And in the process, they didn't just lose weapons technology. They lost medical technology. They lost the ability to create certain warships to manufacture large-scale spacecraft, warships, battleships for space. Most jump ships are relics from the days of the Star League, because nobody knows how to build them anymore. Drop ships in this universe, like the drop ships are hundreds of years old. The ship we're flying right here, the Argo, our command vessel, our home that we're rebuilding, we dragged this off a moon in the vanilla campaign, and this ship was built in the final months or years of the Star League. So at the point we're up to now, this ship's a couple of hundred years old on its own. The entire universe is a post-apocalyptic universe. It's kind of great. And civilization itself, some sections of civilization, some of those planets that did have, fairly advanced colonies on them when the Innisphere and the Star League collapsed, a lot of them were forgotten and supply runs just stopped to them. So the actual civilizations themselves that were on those worlds, some of them just completely died out. You know, they couldn't. They relied on imported food, and imported food stopped coming, so the entire planetary population starved. And so nobody needed to nuke them. They died of starvation and destroyed themselves. But some of them actually regressed even further. There are feudal worlds in the Inner Sphere that were former Star League worlds that were like minor colonies that are now literally regressed back to swords, blacksmithing, and riding horses. Because all the technology was broken, they didn't have access to any more of it, and they didn't have access to the outsider world. So technology and society rolled back until it hit a point which it could survive. So there's literal Dark Age societies as a result. Yeah, the central assumption is that in 1,000 years, with all the advanced tech you can dream of, humans are still humans. Yes, that's the core of the BattleTech universe. It doesn't matter what we build, it doesn't matter how advanced we get, it doesn't matter how much we develop. In the end, we are still who we are, and we have been warring on this planet for 2,000 years or more at this point. Actually, probably closer to 5,000-6,000 years at this point. What makes anybody think the next 1,000 to 2,000 years is going to be any different? Isolated Matrix, just very quickly, what is the mod actually doing? As in is it a story mod, a graphics mod? It's an expansion mod. The base game plays only in 3025 and doesn't really it has a very limited selection of mechs that are sort of from that period and technology from that period, and doesn't really explore the rest of the Inner Sphere or the rest of the story. So I can actually give you an example here. This map, the vanilla version of the game, the entire story, and it's not going to let me easily zoom in. The entire story takes place in this section of space. That little box there, that's basically the entire play area for the vanilla game. There's more stars in it because limitations of the mod. There's probably as many stars in that area as there are on this entire map, to be perfectly honest. But the actual play area in terms of story, lore, and factions that are involved is that section of the Inner Sphere. That's the section of the periphery we're playing in. The mod gives you the entirety of the Inner Sphere, and it also gives you all of the events that take place in lore. So the more you play through, as you play through the years, the map borders will change. New factions will show up. You will get access to like events, flashpoint missions that are related to events that are taking place in the lore. And every single month you get a message from Comstar, which is basically a breakdown for the lore for that month. What's happened? At this point, we've got the exciting one, the start of the Fourth Succession War. Eventually, once you hit 3049, the clan invasion of the Inner Sphere will begin, and another whole bunch of factions from up here in the northern periphery will start showing up, and they're actually going to split the Draconis Combine and the Lyrian Commonwealth. So over here, but House Steiner, they're going to be split, and they're going to get down to about here. And there will be multiple corridors for each of the factions, and this will be the clan invasion. So it plays through all of this. That's what the mod does. And it adds a shitload of new battle mechs and technologies and a whole bunch of other things as well. So essentially it overhauls the game to include the rest of the galaxy and the events that were happening. No utopia here, just human history on a much bigger scale, pretty much. 4G, bit last gen. Heck, you might find another piece of the Hawk. You can't fix stupid, even evolution. No, this is correct. Ah, wow. Yeah, that's what these mods are trying to do. Give you the rest of the universe. As I said a little bit earlier in the stream, this mod is essentially what I've envisioned that BattleTech 2, a sequel to this game, could look like. I'm still hoping that'll be a thing. But anyways, that's what it is. That's what it does. And yeah, at this point, guys, it's now 4 a.m., so I'm going to pull this one to a close, and I'm going to go and crawl into a ball and die for probably the next 8 hours. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for putting up with my rambling. I hope it wasn't too annoying. Hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.